When you stop texting and calling a man, something remarkable begins to unfold, not in him first, but in you. You withdraw from the endless pursuit, ceasing to scatter your energy outward. This withdrawal is not an act of punishment, it is a return to your power, to the silent center where your true value resides. You see, when you are constantly reaching out, seeking acknowledgement, you dilute your own presence. You become familiar, predictable, and easily dismissed. But when you stop, a void is created, a void that demands to be filled. And nature abhors a vacuum. Suddenly the man who took your calls and messages for granted begins to feel the weight of your absence. He notices the silence, not as an emptiness, but as a presence that speaks louder than any words could. The law of withdrawal is a principle that can dramatically change the course of your life. It is about reclaiming your energy and withdrawing from situations, relationships, or behaviors that drain you, all without any force or resentment. When you pull back, you create a space in which the energy you previously gave to others, or to the world outside of you, is returned to yourself. This energy is then able to flow within, giving you the power to transform your life from the inside out. Withdrawal is not a withdrawal of love, but a conscious decision to stop seeking external validation and to start cultivating self-empowerment. When you're constantly giving, chasing, or reaching out to others for affirmation, approval, or affection, you are spreading your energy thin. This creates a dynamic where your worth becomes dependent on others and their responses, leaving you with little control over your own life. The law of withdrawal, however, calls you to turn inward, to cease the external search for fulfillment, and to recognize that the love and approval you seek is already within you. The first powerful shift that happens when you practice the law of withdrawal is that you reclaim your power. Too often we give our power away without realizing it, hoping that our actions will cause someone to value us, love us, or recognize our worth. This is common in romantic relationships, but it also happens in friendships, work environments, and other personal interactions. When we stop texting, calling, or chasing after someone to get their attention, we take back control of our energy and our actions. In doing so, we become the one in command of the situation, not from a place of manipulation, but from a place of understanding that you have the choice to direct your attention and energy where you see fit. By pulling back, you also tap into the mystery that naturally exists in any meaningful relationship. When you are always accessible, always responding, always there to be relied upon, you lose your intrigue. There is nothing left to be discovered. But when you create space, when you stop texting and calling, you allow mystery to enter the equation. This is a universal law: mystery attracts attention. When someone does not know what you are doing or why you are silent, their curiosity is piqued. They begin to wonder what has changed. And this wonder is what draws them back into your orbit. Not because you are playing games or trying to manipulate, but because you are honoring your own needs and energy, which becomes a powerful force that others cannot easily ignore. The law of withdrawal teaches us the value of absence. Absence doesn't just mean physical distance, it means emotional and energetic space. When you stop constantly reaching out, you allow for the other person to miss you, to feel the void you've left behind. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. It's an old saying, but it is rooted in a profound truth: people do not appreciate what they have until it is no longer there. The withdrawal you initiate may create a longing in the other person, not because you have done anything extraordinary, but simply because you have taken the step to honor yourself by stepping back. When you no longer chase, the pursuit is now in their hands. They begin to recognize that you are not someone who is easily available at all times. You are a person who deserves to be valued, respected, and pursued. But the power of withdrawal doesn't lie solely in its effect on others, it's even more profound in the way it impacts you. Withdrawal allows you to reconnect with yourself, to rediscover who you truly are without the distraction of constant interaction and external influences. When you stop seeking outward validation, you begin the journey inward. And this is where true self-discovery begins. You start to focus on your own thoughts, desires, and emotions. You learn to listen to your inner voice And through this practice, you begin to realize that your worth is not something to be given to you by others, it is inherent in who you are. Furthermore, the law of withdrawal cultivates peace and inner fulfillment. Too often we fill the silence with distractions, whether it's through constant communication, social media, or external noise. But in the stillness of withdrawal, there is peace. When you stop texting, calling, or constantly engaging with the world, you can hear your own thoughts more clearly. You can hear your needs, your desires, and your inner wisdom. This practice fosters a deep sense of self-love and self-respect because you are no longer chasing external approval. Instead, you learn to approve of yourself, to nurture your own soul, and to trust that everything you need is already within you. There is also a transformative aspect to the law of withdrawal in how it strengthens your ability to trust in the unseen. Many times, when we stop pursuing someone or something, we fear that the situation will fall apart, or that we will lose something important. But withdrawal is an act of faith. It is a recognition that there are unseen forces, be they divine, energetic, or simply the natural flow of life, that are working to bring about the right circumstances for us. When you withdraw, you are saying that you trust that the universe will align things in your favor, even if you do not understand how or why. It is the trust that by letting go, you are opening the door for something better to come into your life. The universe works in mysterious ways, and when you step back, you give space for the best possible outcome to unfold. The law of withdrawal is a powerful tool for anyone seeking to reclaim their life, their energy, and their sense of self-worth. It is not about withdrawing in fear, but rather in strength. When you stop chasing, when you stop texting and calling, you create space for the world to come to you. And when that happens, you will realize that you never had to chase at all. Your true worth, your true power, was always within you, waiting for you to recognize it. The power of mystery is an ancient and profound force that plays a central role in both human attraction and personal transformation. Mystery isn't about deception or playing games. It is about creating space for curiosity to thrive, for discovery to unfold, and for others to find something valuable in what remains unseen. When you embody mystery, you create an aura of allure, an intrigue that cannot be replicated by constant exposure or predictability. It is through the art of mystery that we can draw others to us, find deeper connections, and create the conditions for our own personal growth and self-realization. At the core of the power of mystery is the understanding that not everything should be revealed immediately. In our modern world, where access to information is instant and constant, we often feel the pressure to share every detail of our lives, to make ourselves completely transparent. But in doing so, we rob ourselves of the power that mystery provides. We give too much of ourselves away too soon, and in that act of overexposure, we lose the opportunity for others to truly value what we offer. The magic of mystery lies in what is hidden, what is waiting to be discovered. It is the sense that there is more beneath the surface, that there is a deeper layer yet to be uncovered. This is what makes something or someone captivating. It is the unknown that calls out to be explored, the curiosity that urges us to keep seeking. When you practice the power of mystery, you stop oversharing and instead allow others the chance to get to know you over time. It's about leaving something for the imagination, something that cannot be easily explained away or fully grasped in one encounter. Whether it's in relationships, professional settings, or even in personal development, the more you withhold, the more others will want to engage with you. This doesn't mean you should hide your true self, but rather that you reveal yourself piece by piece, offering glimpses rather than full exposure. By doing so, you invite others to step closer, to peel back the layers of your being, and to uncover what makes you unique. The allure of mystery is one of the most powerful forces in human nature. When something or someone holds an element of mystery, it draws people in. This is especially true in relationships. When we stop revealing every thought, every action, and every feeling, we create an energy that compels others to inquire, to ask questions, and to engage with us on a deeper level. It sparks curiosity and creates a sense of anticipation. When people cannot immediately decipher you, they are left wondering about your thoughts, your intentions, your desires. they begin to feel that there is something more to you, something they have yet to fully experience or understand. This is what creates attraction, the desire to know more, to understand the puzzle that you present. This same concept applies to how we relate to ourselves. We are often our own biggest mystery, not because we are hiding anything, but because our inner worlds are vast and complex. The more we allow ourselves to be curious about our own potential, our desires and our feelings, the more we unlock hidden aspects of ourselves. Personal growth comes not from having all the answers, but from exploring the unknown parts of our psyche and allowing them to reveal themselves in their own time. When we embrace our own mystery, we stop limiting ourselves to what we already know and become open to the possibility of discovering new facets of who we are. The power of mystery also creates room for imagination. When we withhold, we allow others to project their thoughts and feelings onto us, and in doing so, we create a space where they can form their own connections to us. This can be an extremely powerful tool in relationships. Rather than presenting a complete picture, we allow others to experience us in fragments, and in the process they fill in the gaps with their own perceptions. This process can foster a sense of connection and understanding that might not otherwise exist if everything were immediately laid out in front of them. The beauty of this lies in the fact that each person's perception of us is uniquely shaped by their own experiences, their own thoughts, and their own desires. Mystery also plays a significant role in our ability to manifest our desires and shape our future. In many ways, life itself is a mystery, and the more we embrace the unknown, the more we allow life to unfold in unexpected and exciting ways. When we allow space for mystery, we stop trying to control every outcome and instead trust in the unseen forces that guide us. We learn to surrender to the process of life, knowing that there is a greater plan at work, even if we cannot always see it. By stepping into the unknown with faith, we allow ourselves to be open to new opportunities, new relationships, and new experiences that we could never have predicted. This power of mystery also connects us to something larger than ourselves, whether we call it the universe, divine intelligence, or the collective consciousness. It is the understanding that there is much more to life than meets the eye, and that the mysteries of life are there to be embraced, not feared. The more we step into this mysterious flow, the more we are aligned with the natural rhythms of existence. We stop forcing outcomes and instead let life unfold in its own time, knowing that everything we need will be revealed when the time is right. The power of mystery is about creating a balance between revealing enough to spark interest and holding back enough to maintain intrigue. It is about understanding that there is more to you and to life than what is immediately visible. It is about inviting curiosity, allowing discovery, and trusting that the unknown holds beauty, potential, and a deeper connection. By embracing the mystery within yourself and in the world around you, you create a life that is ever evolving, full of wonder, and continuously unfolding into something more profound. Self-worth is silent, not in the sense of passivity or being unheard, but rather in the quiet strength that emanates when you truly know your value without needing to announce it to the world. True self-worth doesn't demand attention or validation from others. It is a deep inner knowing that transcends external circumstances, judgments, or comparisons. It is an energy that silently radiates from within, regardless of whether anyone acknowledges it. This kind of self-worth is not dependent on approval or admiration, and it doesn't require external recognition. Instead, it stands firm in the knowledge that you are enough, simply by being who you are. In a world that often places so much emphasis on outward appearances, achievements, and the opinions of others, it can be easy to forget the silent power of self-worth. We often find ourselves chasing validation, trying to prove our worthiness through accomplishments, social media likes, or even the opinions of people we don't know. But this outward pursuit is draining and ultimately hollow. It's a cycle that never truly satisfies the inner longing for validation, because it is built on external sources that are fleeting, changing, and often unreliable. Self-worth, on the other hand, does not depend on any of these things. It is a quiet, unwavering belief that we are valuable regardless of what anyone else says or does. When you have true self-worth, You no longer feel the need to explain yourself to others. There is no need for justification, no need to defend your actions, your decisions, or your worth. You are comfortable in your own skin, with your own choices, because you have come to a place of inner understanding that you are enough. This silence is not born of insecurity, but of strength. It is the power of knowing that your value is inherent and not subject to the whims of anyone else's perception. When you stop seeking validation from others, you start to tap into an authentic power that needs no external reinforcement. Your self-worth becomes a solid foundation on which you can build the life you truly desire. This quiet sense of worth also allows you to set boundaries that are rooted in self-respect, not fear or self-doubt. When you understand your value, you recognize that you deserve respect, love, and kindness. You no longer tolerate disrespect or mistreatment, because you know that you are worthy of better. There is no need for loud proclamations or dramatic gestures when you have established this silent understanding of yourself. Your actions speak volumes. Your presence commands respect, not because you demand it from others, but because you have cultivated a sense of self-respect so strong that others cannot help but acknowledge it. Self-worth also allows for a sense of peace and contentment that comes from within. In a world that constantly pushes us to strive for more success, more possessions, more recognition, it is easy to get caught in the never-ending chase. But when you know your worth, you can step off this treadmill of external achievement and find peace in simply being. You recognize that you are not what you have, what you do, or what others think of you. You are not defined by your job title, your bank balance, or the number of followers you have. Your worth is not something that can be measured by these external markers. It is something intrinsic, something that can't be taken away. This peace that comes with self-worth doesn't mean that you are complacent or stop striving for your goals. On the contrary, when you know your value, you are more likely to pursue your passions with focus and clarity. You no longer do things out of desperation or a need for approval, but out of a desire to fulfill your own potential and to express the gifts you've been given. You become less concerned with competition, comparison, and the opinions of others. Your journey is your own, and the only person you need to impress is yourself. You learn to celebrate your achievements, no matter how big or small, because you know that they are a reflection of your growth, not of anyone's validation. Another important aspect of silent self-worth is how it affects the way you relate to others. When you know your worth, you attract people who recognize and honor it. You no longer settle for relationships or situations that drain your energy or undermine your sense of self. The right people will be drawn to your quiet confidence, your ability to stand firm in your own truth, and your genuine respect for others. You create an environment where mutual respect, love, and understanding can thrive. You are no longer seeking approval or validation from others, which means you are free to engage in relationships based on authenticity, rather than neediness or insecurity. This shift allows you to form deeper, more meaningful connections, where you are loved and valued for who you truly are. The silence of self-worth is also transformative when it comes to failure or setbacks. Many people tie their sense of value to their success or accomplishments, believing that they are only worthy if they are winning, achieving, or meeting societal standards. But when your self-worth is silent, it is not shaken by failure. You understand that failure is a part of the journey, a lesson to be learned, not a reflection of your inherent worth. You no longer tie your sense of self to external outcomes. Instead, you take each experience, good or bad, as an opportunity to grow without questioning your value as a person. The power of self-worth lies in its quiet resilience. It is a strength that cannot be easily rattled or taken away. It does not require external validation or loud declarations. It is a steady knowing, a calm confidence that comes from within, and it is the foundation upon which you can build a life of peace, purpose, and fulfillment. When you truly understand your worth, you no longer need to prove it to anyone. You simply embody it in every action, every thought, and every word. And in doing so, you create a life that reflects the quiet, powerful truth of who you truly are. Reclaiming the throne is a metaphorical journey of rediscovering and asserting one's inherent power, authority, and right to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. It is the process of taking back what is rightfully yours, your sense of self, your confidence, and your sovereignty over your own life. Life may have challenged you, and external circumstances may have led you to doubt your worth or potential. But reclaiming the throne is about overcoming those struggles and stepping back into your true power. It is about remembering who you are, asserting your place in the world, and refusing to allow external forces to dictate your path. At some point in our lives, we may all find ourselves feeling like we've lost our seat of power. Whether it's through relationships that have drained us, failures that have humbled us, or negative circumstances that have shaped our beliefs, we may begin to doubt our abilities or lose touch with our inner strength. But the throne is always there, waiting to be reclaimed. It never truly left, it was simply abandoned for a time. Reclaiming it is not about seeking external validation or approval, but about turning inward and rediscovering the untapped potential that lies within. Reclaiming the throne starts with acknowledging your own worth. You must first recognize that you are worthy of the life you desire, the love you deserve, and the success you seek. So often people allow external opinions, past failures, or societal expectations to convince them that they are not enough. They shrink in the presence of others, doubt their abilities, and relinquish their dreams because they believe they are unworthy. But this belief is a lie. You are not defined by the setbacks or struggles you faced. Your worth is inherent and immutable. To reclaim the throne, you must step out of the shadow of self-doubt and into the light of self-empowerment. This requires shedding the limiting beliefs that have held you back and embracing the truth that you have always been capable of greatness. The act of reclaiming the throne is also about setting boundaries and refusing to tolerate anything less than what you deserve. For many, this is one of the most difficult steps in the journey. We often allow others to overstep our boundaries, whether it's in relationships, work, or even with our own inner dialogue. We let the demands of others dictate how we spend our time, energy, and resources. We neglect ourselves in favor of pleasing others or seeking their approval. But when you reclaim your throne, you stop giving your power away. You begin to set clear boundaries and communicate your needs and desires with confidence. You no longer allow others to dictate your worth or decide how much space you should occupy in the world. Your throne is yours to claim, and you will not let anyone take it from you. The throne is also about embracing your uniqueness. You are not here to be a copy of someone else or to conform to society's standards of success or happiness. The throne you are meant to sit on is uniquely yours, and it requires you to step fully into your authentic self. This means releasing the need to compare yourself to others, to chase after what everyone else is doing, or to seek approval from the outside world. When you reclaim your throne, you do so on your own terms, embracing your individuality and recognizing that your path is one that only you can walk. This is the essence of true sovereignty, to be in complete alignment with who you are, not who others expect you to be. Another key element of reclaiming the throne is forgiving yourself and letting go of past regrets. Many people struggle with the weight of past mistakes, failures, or missed opportunities. These experiences can create a heavy burden, making it feel as though you are unworthy or incapable of achieving your goals. However, no one is perfect, and everyone makes mistakes along the way. The process of reclaiming your throne involves forgiving yourself for your past missteps and understanding that they do not define you. They are simply lessons on the journey. By releasing the grip of past regret, you free yourself to step into your true power and move forward with renewed purpose and clarity. The throne is also an act of trust in yourself and trust in the universe. There will always be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But when you trust yourself, you trust that you are capable of overcoming anything that comes your way. You trust that your inner wisdom, your intuition, and your resilience will guide you through life's obstacles. You also trust that the universe has a plan for you, and that everything you have experienced, both the good and the bad, has led you to this moment of reclamation. Trust is the fuel that drives the journey forward, propelling you to move past fear and uncertainty and to claim what is yours with confidence. Reclaiming the throne is not a one-time event, it is an ongoing process. Life will continue to present challenges, and the pull of external influences may always try to convince you to relinquish your power. But each time you assert your boundaries, remember your worth, and embrace your unique path, you strengthen your position on the throne. You become more resolute in your self-belief, more confident in your decisions, and more steadfast in your vision for your life. The throne is not something that can be taken away from you once you reclaim it. It is yours to sit upon for as long as you choose. Reclaiming the throne is about stepping into your full potential and living a life that reflects your true worth. It is about letting go of the limitations that have held you back and embracing the power that has always been within you. When you take your rightful place, you begin to create a life that is in alignment with your deepest desires, a life that is authentic, fulfilling, and empowered. The throne is yours for the taking. Reclaim it and begin to live the life you were always meant to lead. Energy flows where attention goes. This simple but profound concept reveals the deep connection between our focus and the results we experience in life. The energy that we put into something, whether it's a thought, a task, or a goal, is the energy that grows. Our attention, the spotlight of our awareness, directs where our energy will flow, and therefore it determines what we manifest in our lives. Whether we are aware of it or not, we are constantly creating through the energy we direct with our thoughts, feelings, and actions. When we place our attention on something, we are essentially feeding it with our energy. This energy can take many forms, including our emotions, our thoughts, and our actions. For example, when we focus on negative thoughts or worries, we are pouring our energy into those concerns, and as a result, we attract more of what we fear or dread. On the other hand, when we focus on positive thoughts, gratitude, and optimism, we are directing our energy into these more constructive aspects, which naturally leads to more positive experiences. This is not just an abstract idea, it's a fundamental law of how the universe operates. Like a magnet, our attention draws similar energies toward us, and as a result, our reality reflects what we focus on most. In life, we often get distracted by external circumstances or negative thoughts that pull our attention away from what we truly desire. These distractions can feel overwhelming, and it can seem like we have no control over where our energy goes. But the truth is, we always have the power to choose where to direct our attention. It's easy to focus on problems, challenges, or what is not working. But by doing so, we only strengthen those things in our lives. Instead, we can choose to shift our focus to solutions, possibilities, and the positive aspects of our situation, thereby allowing the energy to flow toward growth and improvement. The practice of mindfulness is one way to bring awareness to where our attention goes. By consciously paying attention to our thoughts and feelings, we can catch ourselves when we begin to focus on the negative or unproductive. Mindfulness allows us to redirect our attention and energy, empowering us to make more intentional choices. It's a practice that encourages us to step back from the chaos of life and observe the patterns in our thoughts. In doing so, we become more aware of how much energy we waste on things that don't serve us, and we can consciously choose to invest that energy in pursuits that align with our highest good. Our relationships are another area where the principle of energy flows, where attention goes holds significant meaning. If we direct our attention toward understanding, appreciation, and connection with others, the energy in those relationships grows, and so does the bond between us. However, if our attention is consumed with judgment, resentment, or criticism, those relationships tend to deteriorate. In any interaction, our energy is influenced by where we place our attention. When we choose to listen attentively, show empathy, and invest in positive communication, the relationship becomes stronger and more fulfilling. On the other hand, when we focus on flaws, disagreements, or negative aspects, the energy in the relationship becomes heavy and strained. The same principle applies to our goals and ambitions. What we focus on expands. If we focus on our goals with clarity and intention, we naturally begin to take actions that align with them. The energy we invest in our dreams, whether it's through planning, visualization, or consistent effort, multiplies, propelling us closer to what we want to achieve. On the other hand, if we spend our time doubting ourselves, worrying about potential failure, or focusing on obstacles, our energy is drained, and the progress toward our goals slows or halts altogether. In order to manifest what we desire, we must direct our attention to the end result, to the feelings and thoughts that support our vision, and to the small steps that will take us closer to our dreams. In the context of self-care, this idea also plays a pivotal role. Many people neglect their own well-being because they are distracted by the demands of life or the needs of others. Their attention is constantly going outward, leaving little energy for themselves. However, when we direct our attention inward and prioritize self-care, whether it's through rest, reflection, healthy habits, or pursuing passions that bring us joy, we direct energy toward nurturing ourselves. This creates a cycle of replenishment, where the more energy we give to ourselves, the more we have to give to others and to our goals. By shifting our focus inward, we recharge our physical, emotional, and mental health, which in turn enhances every other area of our life. Our environment also responds to where we direct our energy. Whether it's the physical spaces we inhabit or the people we surround ourselves with, the energy of our surroundings reflects the energy we put into them. When we place our attention on creating a peaceful, organized, and uplifting space, the environment around us shifts and we experience a greater sense of harmony. If we neglect the energy in our environment, whether it's through clutter, disorganization, or toxic relationships, we begin to feel drained, stressed, or stagnant. The principle is clear: energy flows where attention goes, and our surroundings are no different. In times of adversity or challenge, it becomes even more crucial to be mindful of where we place our attention. It's easy to get lost in the struggle, to feel overwhelmed by difficulties, but by consciously shifting our attention to solutions, gratitude, and opportunities, we change the flow of energy. This shift doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means consciously choosing to focus on what you can control, what you can learn from the situation, and how you can grow through the challenge. When we focus on the opportunities within adversity, we begin to notice them and start to take empowered action. Energy truly flows where attention goes. The universe responds to our focus, amplifying whatever we give our energy to. By being mindful of where we place our attention, we can consciously create a reality that reflects our desires, dreams, and highest potential. Whether it's in our relationships, careers, or personal growth, we have the power to choose where to direct our energy, and in doing so, we shape the world around us. The key is awareness, intentionality, and understanding the profound impact of where we place our focus. When we choose to direct our attention toward positive, empowering thoughts, goals, and actions, the energy flows in a way that serves our highest good. Absence makes the heart seek. This timeless expression holds a deep truth about human nature and relationships. It speaks to the powerful effect that distance and separation have on our emotions, desires, and connections. When we are separated from someone or something we care about, a void is created, one that stirs an intense longing within us. This absence often acts as a catalyst for introspection, personal growth, and even deeper appreciation for what is missing. The heart, in its pursuit of fulfillment, naturally seeks what is absent, drawing us toward the very things we may take for granted when they are within reach. At its core, the concept of absence making the heart seek is rooted in the emotional dynamics of longing and desire. When we are constantly surrounded by the people, experiences, or things that we value, we can become complacent. We may not fully appreciate their presence until they are no longer around. It is only in the absence of someone or something that we realize how much it truly means to us. This absence creates an emotional void that triggers our hearts to seek what has been lost or what is missing, pushing us to recognize the value of what we had and to pursue it once more. This phenomenon is not just limited to romantic relationships, although it is often most apparent in such contexts. In any relationship, be it familial, friendship, or romantic, The presence of the other person provides a sense of comfort, security, and belonging. When that person is absent, whether due to physical distance, emotional separation, or any form of disconnection, the absence can feel overwhelming. The heart begins to seek that connection again, and this yearning can lead to personal reflection and growth. The absence makes us question why the relationship mattered, what it brought to our lives, and how we can better nurture those bonds when they are present again. It is in the absence of someone we love that we may also discover the depth of our own feelings. We might not recognize how deeply we care until the person is not there to share in the moments of daily life. The heart's longing can serve as a reminder of the emotional importance of that individual, and in turn it offers an opportunity for growth in how we express and cherish our emotions. Often the absence creates a space for us to reflect on how we want to show up in the relationship moving forward, and how we might be more present and appreciative when the other person returns. This principle also extends to the things we pursue in life. We may take certain experiences, achievements, or dreams for granted when they are easily accessible. However, once those opportunities are out of reach, whether by circumstance, limitation, or change, we begin to truly appreciate their value. The absence of these opportunities sparks the heart to seek again, to reach toward new possibilities and rediscover passions that may have been forgotten or overlooked. The heart longs for what it once had or for what it has yet to experience. It pushes us to pursue new ventures, to reignite old dreams, and to take action on what was once only a distant hope. Absence also brings clarity. It provides a contrast that allows us to see things more clearly. When we have too much of something, it can become routine or even burdensome. But when we experience a loss or a gap in our lives, we are forced to evaluate the role that particular person, experience, or thing played in our lives. What we thought we could live without suddenly becomes something we crave. This clarity is often accompanied by a sense of appreciation for the things we had taken for granted. We are reminded of how important it is to make the most of what is currently within our reach, and to treasure the relationships and experiences that bring us joy. There is also an aspect of self-discovery that comes with the absence of something or someone important. The longing that emerges in such moments often reveals unmet needs, desires, and personal aspirations. It is in the absence that we may confront parts of ourselves that we were not fully aware of before. The heart's search is not just for the other person or the external circumstances, but also for deeper fulfillment within ourselves. In some cases, the absence of a person or situation may illuminate what we truly need in order to grow, heal, or evolve. It acts as a mirror, reflecting what is lacking or what has been hidden beneath the surface. But absence can also foster a sense of appreciation for the present moment. When we are no longer able to be with someone or engage in a particular experience, we may realize how precious those moments were. The heart's desire to seek what is absent often brings a deeper understanding of the fleeting nature of time and the importance of embracing the present. It teaches us to cherish what we have, to be present in the moment, and to express gratitude for the people and experiences that shape our lives. The heart's longing in absence can also be a source of inspiration and motivation. Often it sparks a drive to reconnect, to rebuild, or to pursue new opportunities. The yearning for something lost or unattainable drives us to act, to seek fulfillment, and to move forward. It is the fuel for change, pushing us to take steps we might have hesitated to take before. Absence, in its way, acts as a catalyst for transformation, prompting us to search for new paths, rekindle old connections, or rediscover forgotten passions. Absence is not always a negative force. While it may bring pain, longing, and heartache, it also brings growth, clarity, and understanding. It encourages the heart to seek what is lost, to appreciate what is truly valuable, and to discover new aspects of ourselves. It invites us to reflect on what we truly desire, to understand our own needs, and to pursue deeper connections with both ourselves and others. Absence, in its silent power, is a reminder that love, longing, and desire are forces that guide us toward greater self-awareness, connection, and fulfillment. The heart's search, fueled by absence, leads us to the realization that what we seek is often the key to unlocking our truest potential. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to get swept away by external distractions, work, relationships, social expectations, and the constant demands of technology. Our attention often shifts outward, causing us to neglect the one thing that can profoundly shape our reality, our inner world. Yet our external circumstances are merely reflections of our internal state. What we experience in the physical world is directly influenced by the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that reside within us. To truly transform our lives, we must first learn to focus on our inner world. The inner world is the realm of our thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and perceptions. It is where we hold our true essence and the source of all our experiences. Everything we encounter in life is filtered through the lens of our inner world. Our reactions to events, people, and situations are all shaped by how we internally interpret the world around us. If we want to create lasting change, we must start by looking within, becoming aware of the thoughts that dominate our minds, and questioning the beliefs that dictate our actions. At the heart of focusing on your inner world is the idea of self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to observe and understand your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors without judgment. It involves stepping back and looking at yourself from a place of neutrality, as if you were an outsider. This practice allows you to notice patterns in your thinking, emotions, and actions, and gives you the power to choose how to respond to life's challenges rather than reacting impulsively. By cultivating self-awareness, you can break free from automatic behaviors and start making conscious choices that align with your true desires and goals. Another essential aspect of focusing on your inner world is the power of self-talk. The way we speak to ourselves shapes our self-esteem, confidence, and sense of worth. If our inner dialogue is filled with negativity, self-doubt, or criticism, we begin to believe these thoughts as truths. Our inner narrative directly impacts how we perceive ourselves and how we show up in the world. Conversely, when we replace negative self-talk with affirmations of self-love, gratitude, and encouragement, we begin to reprogram our subconscious mind. Positive self-talk fosters a sense of empowerment, resilience, and trust in our abilities, which is essential for navigating life's challenges with grace and determination. Focusing on your inner world also means cultivating a healthy relationship with your emotions. Emotions are powerful indicators of where we are in life and what we are experiencing. However, many of us have been taught to suppress or ignore our feelings in favor of maintaining control or pleasing others. In doing so, we deny ourselves the opportunity to fully process and understand our emotions. Emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our emotions, is a key skill for living a balanced life. When we focus on our inner world, we give ourselves permission to feel all emotions, both positive and negative, without judgment. This creates a deeper sense of emotional freedom, allowing us to release pent-up feelings and heal from past wounds. Taking responsibility for your inner world is also a crucial step in the process. Often we tend to blame external circumstances for our unhappiness or dissatisfaction. We may believe that if only the world would change, or if others would behave differently, we would be happy. However, true empowerment comes from recognizing that we have the power to change our inner world, regardless of what is happening around us. By taking ownership of our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we reclaim our power and begin to shape the life we desire from the inside out. There is a profound power that exists beyond the limits of our understanding, a force that governs the ebb and flow of our lives, orchestrating circumstances, people, and events in ways that often seem beyond our control. This force is the universe. Many of us try to shape and manipulate our lives, exerting control over every detail, thinking that we must do everything ourselves in order to manifest our desires. But the truth is, when we learn to let the universe work, we open ourselves to the flow of life's magic and abundance. We allow the natural rhythm of existence to guide us toward the experiences, opportunities, and outcomes that are truly meant for us. The idea of letting the universe work is rooted in the belief that there is a higher intelligence at play, one that is always conspiring in our favor, even if we don't always see the immediate results. We live in a world of infinite possibility, where the universe has an uncanny way of bringing the right circumstances to us when we are in alignment with our desires and intentions. The key is to trust the process, to have faith that things will unfold in their own time, and to stop trying to force outcomes that may not be in our highest good. One of the first steps in allowing the universe to work is to let go of the need for control. We are often conditioned to believe that success, happiness, and fulfillment come from exerting control over every aspect of our lives. We believe that we must plan every move, direct every action, and manage every outcome. While action and intention are important, constantly trying to micromanage the details of our lives can create unnecessary stress and block the flow of energy. When we release the need to control, we open ourselves to receiving in ways that we may not have expected. Letting go of control also means surrendering to uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes things don't go according to plan. We may face setbacks, challenges, or detours on our journey. However, these are often not signs of failure, but rather part of the universe's process of guiding us to the right path. When we let go of the need to predict every outcome, we free ourselves from the anxiety and frustration of trying to force things to happen. Instead, we allow space for serendipity, unexpected opportunities, and synchronicities to enter our lives. By embracing uncertainty, we trust that the universe will lead us where we need to go. Another crucial aspect of letting the universe work is practicing patience. In a world where instant gratification is often the norm, it can be challenging to trust that things are unfolding in their own time. We live in an era where everything is available at the touch of a button, but not everything in life works this way. Some desires take time to manifest. Whether it's a career change, a relationship, or personal growth, things often need to align and evolve at their own pace. When we learn to be patient and trust in divine timing, we allow the universe to work behind the scenes, orchestrating events in ways we cannot always see or understand. Patience is not about passively waiting for things to happen. It's about remaining in a state of trust and openness while continuing to take inspired action. The universe may be working on our behalf, but we still have a role to play in the process. We must align ourselves with the frequency of our desires, and this requires effort. This could mean taking steps towards our goals, shifting our mindset, or simply being open to receiving what is coming our way. But we do so with the understanding that, in the grand scheme of things, the universe is orchestrating the details in ways that are far beyond our limited vision. Another key to allowing the universe to work is to release attachment to the outcome. Often we become fixated on a specific outcome or timeline, believing that if we don't achieve our goals in a particular way or at a particular time, we have failed. However, when we attach too strongly to a specific result, we may inadvertently block the flow of energy that could bring us something even better. The universe works in mysterious ways, and what we think we want may not always be what is best for us. By releasing attachment to the outcome, we create space for the universe to deliver what we truly need, which may be different from what we initially envisioned. This is where the power of faith comes in. Faith is not about blind belief in something without evidence, but rather a deep trust in the process of life itself. It's knowing that, even when things seem unclear or uncertain, everything is happening for a reason. It's trusting that the universe has a plan for us, even when we cannot see the full picture. Faith allows us to remain hopeful and open, even when faced with challenges. It empowers us to continue moving forward, knowing that the right opportunities, people, and circumstances will present themselves at the right time. The universe responds to our energy, and the more we align ourselves with the energy of trust, gratitude, and abundance, the more the universe will bring us what we desire. Gratitude is a powerful tool for attracting more of what we want. When we appreciate what we already have, we signal to the universe that we are open to receiving even more. This shift in mindset transforms our energy, making us magnetic to the very things we seek. Gratitude helps us focus on the present moment, allowing us to see the blessings that are already present in our lives. In doing so, we create space for more of these blessings to flow into our experience. The idea of letting the universe work also involves staying in alignment with our authentic selves. Often we get caught up in societal expectations, other people's opinions, or the pursuit of superficial goals. But when we focus on what truly resonates with our soul, we align ourselves with the universe's greater plan for our lives. When we are true to ourselves, we attract experiences and people that are in harmony with our values, desires, and purpose. The universe works best when we are in alignment with our deepest truth, and this requires listening to our inner guidance and intuition. Letting the universe work is about trusting in the law of attraction, like attracts like. When we align ourselves with the energy of abundance, love, and joy, we attract more of the same into our lives. The universe responds to our vibration, and by maintaining a positive, optimistic outlook, we invite greater prosperity, happiness, and fulfillment into our reality. Letting the universe work is about surrendering to the flow of life, trusting in divine timing, and allowing the natural forces of the universe to guide us toward what we desire. It's about releasing the need for control, practicing patience, and maintaining faith that everything is unfolding as it should. When we let go and trust, we make space for the universe to bring us the perfect outcomes, in the perfect timing, and in ways that exceed our expectations. Through this trust, we tap into the infinite power of the universe, creating the life we were always meant to live. In conclusion, the key to transforming our lives and manifesting our desires lies in learning to trust the process and letting the universe work. By surrendering control, embracing patience, and releasing attachment to specific outcomes, we create space for divine timing and unseen forces to guide us toward the perfect circumstances. Faith in the universe's plan, combined with alignment to our true selves, opens the door to infinite possibilities, allowing us to attract the right experiences, people, and opportunities into our lives. The universe is always working on your behalf, and when you trust and allow it to unfold, you align yourself with the flow of life's abundant energy. So let go of the need to micromanage every detail, stay open to what's coming, and allow the universe to surprise you with its infinite wisdom. Thank you for listening, and may you embrace the power of letting the universe work in your life. Beloved, hear this truth: you are standing at the threshold of a new reality. The life you have long imagined is no longer a dream, it is becoming tangible. You are entering your millionaire phase. It begins with a thought. Wealth, true wealth, is not found in the accumulation of material things, but in the richness of your imagination. You must see yourself as the architect of your fortune. Picture it now: the home, the freedom, the opportunities. Feel it, not as a distant hope, but as a present reality. Understand this: your external world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. To claim wealth outwardly, you must first embody it inwardly. Close your eyes and feel the joy of financial freedom. Act, speak, and think from the state of abundance, and watch as the world rearranges itself to mirror your belief. Every great accomplishment in the world begins as a seed, and imagination is the fertile soil in which this seed is planted. The power to imagine is not merely an idle pastime, it is the foundational act of creation. To understand the role of imagination in wealth is to recognize that everything you see in the physical world, every skyscraper, invention, and fortune first existed as a vivid image in someone's mind. Imagination is the origin, the blueprint from which the tangible is constructed. Without it, no empire would ever rise, no dream would ever take form. When you close your eyes and allow yourself to dream, you are not engaging in fantasy but in creation. The images you hold in your mind with clarity and conviction are the seeds of your future reality. Imagine wealth now not as a distant possibility, but as a living reality. See yourself surrounded by the life you desire. Feel the texture of success, hear the sounds of abundance, and bask in the emotions of freedom. This act of focused imagination is not a trivial exercise, it is the birthing process of the wealth you seek. Wealth is not something external that you must pursue, it is an inner reality that you must conceive. Many fail to achieve their financial aspirations because they attempt to chase wealth in the outer world without first cultivating it within. They toil and struggle, mistaking effort for progress, but their results remain elusive because their inner picture is incomplete or clouded by doubt. To become wealthy, you must first see yourself as wealthy in the theater of your imagination. This is the key that unlocks all doors. The mind is a magnificent tool, capable of extraordinary feats when directed with intention. However, it cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is experienced in the physical world. This is your advantage. By repeatedly and vividly imagining yourself as wealthy, your mind begins to accept this image as reality. Your thoughts, actions, and even your perception of opportunities align with this internal belief. You no longer act as one striving for wealth, but as one who already possesses it. This alignment is the unseen force that attracts circumstances, people, and resources that bring your vision to life. Doubt often arises in this process, as the current reality may not yet reflect the wealth you desire. But this is where faith plays its role. When you plant a seed in the ground, you do not dig it up each day to check if it is growing. You water it, nurture it, and trust that it will bloom in its time. Similarly, the seed of wealth you plant in your imagination must be nurtured with unwavering belief. Each time you return to your vision, you strengthen its roots. Each moment of faith adds nourishment to its growth. It is not enough to imagine sporadically or without conviction. The images you create must be vivid, detailed, and emotionally charged. Feel the joy of financial freedom, the gratitude of living without limits, and the confidence of knowing that your needs are always met. These emotions are the waters that nourish the seed of your imagination. The more you feel it, the more real it becomes, until it is impossible for the physical world not to align with your inner state. Imagination is not bound by the limitations of the material world. It does not require resources, connections, or circumstances to begin its work. This is its beauty and its power. Regardless of your current situation, you can close your eyes and enter a world of unlimited wealth and possibility. In doing so, you tap into the infinite creative force that governs all existence. You become a conscious creator, shaping your reality not through force or struggle, but through the effortless power of thought. As you persist in your vision, you will notice subtle changes. Ideas will arise, opportunities will appear, and synchronicities will unfold. These are not coincidences, but the natural outworking of the seed you have planted. The outer world is merely a reflection of the inner, and as your inner picture of wealth becomes more defined, the outer world must conform to it. This is the law of creation, immutable and universal. Never underestimate the simplicity of this process. Many dismiss imagination as idle daydreaming, failing to grasp its profound power. But those who understand its true nature recognize it as the starting point of all transformation. By imagining wealth with clarity, persistence, and faith, you set in motion the forces that bring it into being. You do not need to know how or when it will unfold. Your role is to maintain the vision and trust in its fulfillment. Wealth is not a matter of luck or circumstance, but of consciousness. It is a state of being that begins within and radiates outward. By planting the seed of wealth in your imagination, you take the first and most vital step toward its manifestation. You nurture this seed, and in time you will harvest the abundance that has always been waiting for you to claim it. The key to creating wealth lies in one profound truth: you must first feel wealthy to become wealthy. This principle may seem counterintuitive in a world where we are taught to base our reality on external circumstances. Yet the truth remains that your internal state, how you feel about yourself, and your relationship with abundance dictates the wealth that manifests in your life. Wealth is not something you chase, nor is it something you wait for. It is a feeling, a state of mind that you must assume here and now. To assume the feeling of wealth is to embody it fully in your imagination and emotions. This is not merely about visualizing wealth, but about living as though it is already yours. Close your eyes and see yourself surrounded by the life you desire. Imagine stepping into your dream home, driving the car of your dreams, or experiencing the freedom to travel without concern for cost. More importantly, feel the emotions that such a life would bring: joy, confidence, security, and gratitude. These feelings are the essence of wealth, and by embodying them, you align yourself with the frequency of abundance. The world often tells us to wait for external evidence before we allow ourselves to feel successful or wealthy. We say, "I'll feel secure when I have the money," or "I'll be confident when my bank account reflects my efforts." But this approach is backward. You cannot wait for your outer world to change before shifting your inner state. The outer world is a reflection of your inner state, not the other way around. By assuming the feeling of wealth now, regardless of your current circumstances, you set the stage for wealth to appear in your reality. This process requires imagination and faith. The imagination allows you to see beyond the limitations of your present situation, and faith ensures you persist even when external evidence seems to contradict your inner vision. Doubts may arise, whispering that what you are doing is foolish or unrealistic. But remember, the circumstances you see today are the result of your past thinking and feelings. To create a new reality, you must plant new seeds in the soil of your imagination and nurture them with unwavering belief. Assuming the feeling of wealth does not mean pretending or ignoring your current responsibilities. It means shifting your focus and energy toward the state of being you desire. For instance, if you currently feel constrained by financial stress, do not dwell on those feelings. Instead, gently redirect your focus to the feeling of freedom and abundance. This may take practice, but each time you do it, you strengthen the vibration of wealth within you. The feeling of wealth is more than just happiness or excitement. It is a calm assurance, a sense of gratitude for what you have and what is coming. Imagine waking up every morning knowing that all your needs are met, that opportunities are flowing effortlessly into your life. How would you walk, speak, and carry yourself if you were already wealthy? Begin to adopt these behaviors now, and you will find that the world starts to respond to you differently. One powerful way to embody the feeling of wealth is through gratitude. Even if your current resources feel limited, find things to be grateful for. Gratitude amplifies the energy of abundance. Each time you express gratitude for the wealth you imagine, you reinforce the belief that it is already yours. This belief is magnetic. It draws circumstances, people, and opportunities into your life that align with your feeling of abundance. It is also essential to release the fear of lack. Many people remain stuck in a cycle of financial struggle because their focus is on what they lack rather than what they desire. Fear of lack creates more lack. By assuming the feeling of wealth, you shift your focus from scarcity to abundance. You no longer act out of desperation or fear, but from a place of trust and confidence. Assuming the feeling of wealth may initially feel unfamiliar or even uncomfortable if your current reality is far from what you desire. This is natural because you are retraining your mind to think and feel in new ways. Be patient with yourself. Practice daily, immersing yourself in the feelings of abundance and security. Over time, these feelings will become second nature, and your external world will begin to reflect them. Wealth is not just about money, it is a state of being. It is about freedom, joy, and the ability to live life on your terms. By assuming the feeling of wealth, you are not only attracting material abundance, but also aligning yourself with a richer, more fulfilling life. You are stepping into the version of yourself that knows no limits, a self that understands that wealth is your birthright. Trust in the process. Feel wealthy now, even if your physical senses tell you otherwise. Persist in this feeling, and the world will reshape itself to mirror your inner state. This is not wishful thinking, it is a fundamental law of creation. When you feel wealthy, you are wealthy, and everything else will follow. One of the greatest barriers to manifesting wealth, or any desire, is an attachment to how it will unfold. The human mind is deeply conditioned to seek control, to plan every step, and to demand certainty. Yet, the very act of obsessing over the how creates resistance, blocking the natural flow of events that lead to the fulfillment of your desire. To manifest effortlessly, you must learn to release the need to know the exact path and trust that the universe will arrange the perfect sequence of events to bring your vision to life. Detaching from the how does not mean abandoning your goal or becoming passive. Instead, it means relinquishing the need to micromanage the process and focusing instead on maintaining clarity and faith in your desired outcome. When you plant a seed in the ground, you trust that nature will handle the intricate processes needed for its growth. You do not dig up the seed daily to check its progress, nor do you dictate the exact way it should sprout. Similarly, when you plant the seed of your desire in your mind, your role is to nurture it with faith, not force. The need to control often stems from fear and doubt. You may fear that your desire will not materialize unless you intervene or orchestrate every detail. But this approach misunderstands the creative process. The conscious mind is limited in its capacity to predict or control the infinite variables at play in the universe. When you try to dictate how, you restrict the possibilities to what you can conceive, ignoring the infinite ways the universe can bring your desire into being. By letting go, you open yourself to solutions and opportunities far greater than anything you could imagine. Detachment is an act of trust. It is a declaration of faith in the unseen forces that govern creation. When you release the how, you affirm that you believe in the inevitability of your desire. This faith is magnetic. It draws the right people, circumstances, and events into your life without effort. Your only job is to stay aligned with the feeling of your desire already fulfilled. The rest will take care of itself. Consider this: when you place an order at a restaurant, you do not follow the chef into the kitchen to ensure your meal is prepared correctly. You trust the process and wait in expectation. Detaching from the how in manifestation works the same way. So you place your order by imagining your desire clearly and feeling the joy of its fulfillment. Then, you allow the universe to work behind the scenes, orchestrating events in ways you cannot yet perceive. Attachment to the how often creates unnecessary tension and anxiety. You may find yourself overthinking, second-guessing, or feeling discouraged when things do not happen as you expect. This state of stress blocks the very flow of energy needed to manifest your desire. In contrast, detachment brings a sense of ease and freedom. It allows you to live in the present moment, trusting that everything is unfolding perfectly. Detaching from the how also helps you remain open to unexpected opportunities. Sometimes the path to your desire may take forms you did not anticipate. If you are rigidly focused on one specific way for your goal to manifest, you may overlook or even resist these opportunities. Detachment allows you to move with the flow of life, embracing the surprises and serendipities that often lead to greater outcomes than you originally imagined. This does not mean you should avoid action altogether. Inspired action plays a vital role in manifestation. However, this action should come from a place of alignment and intuition, not from a place of desperation or overthinking. When you detach from the how, you act with confidence and joy, trusting that each step you take is part of the larger plan. You do not force outcomes. Instead, you allow them to unfold naturally. To practice detachment, begin by shifting your focus. Instead of obsessing over the process, immerse yourself in the feeling of your desire already realized. Visualize your life as if your dream has come true, and let that feeling guide your thoughts and actions. When doubts or fears arise, remind yourself that the how is not your concern. Trust in the infinite intelligence of the universe to handle the details. Detachment is not about giving up, but about letting go of resistance. It is about releasing the mental struggle and embracing a state of flow. This state of trust and surrender does not diminish your power, it amplifies it. By detaching from the how, you align yourself with the natural laws of creation, allowing your desires to manifest with grace and ease. The how is the domain of the universe. Your role is to dream, believe, and act in alignment with your vision. Let go of the need to control every detail and trust that the path will reveal itself in perfect timing. Detach from the how, and you will discover that the journey is as miraculous as the destination. Persistence in your vision is the cornerstone of creation. The life you desire begins not with action, but with the unwavering ability to hold steadfast to the image of what you wish to manifest, regardless of current circumstances. This is not a passive process, it is a deliberate and continuous practice of aligning your inner world with the reality you wish to experience. To persist in the vision means to remain faithful to it, even when the physical evidence around you suggests otherwise. The journey to manifestation often tests your resolve. Life may present you with challenges, delays, or contradictions that seem to mock your vision. It is during these moments that persistence becomes crucial. The tendency for many is to abandon their vision at the first sign of difficulty, mistaking temporary setbacks for failure. But true manifestation requires an inner commitment that transcends the fleeting appearances of the external world. Your current reality is simply the result of your past thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. It is not permanent, nor does it dictate what is possible. By persisting in the vision, you shift your focus from what is to what will be. This shift in focus is the key to transformation. You cannot create a new reality while remaining anchored to the old one. Instead, you must live in the assumption of your desire already fulfilled, allowing this assumption to guide your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Persistence is not about forcing outcomes or clinging desperately to your vision. It is about faith. It is the quiet, confident knowing that what you have imagined is already yours in the unseen realm and will inevitably materialize in the physical world. This faith acts as a bridge between the invisible and the visible, drawing your desire into tangible form. When you persist in the vision, you align yourself with the frequency of your desired reality, making it impossible for it not to manifest. One of the greatest obstacles to persistence is doubt. Doubt arises when you allow your senses to dominate your perception of what is real. If you look to the external world for validation, you may find yourself questioning the feasibility of your vision. This is why persistence requires discipline. You must train your mind to focus on what you desire, rather than what you fear or lack. Each time doubt creeps in, reaffirm your vision and return to the feeling of your desire fulfilled. Persistence is about unwavering commitment to your dream. It is about holding on to the truth of what you want, no matter how long it takes or how improbable it seems. The universe responds to the energy of certainty. When you persist in your vision with faith and conviction, you send out a clear signal that cannot be ignored. Recognizing your inner millionaire is about understanding that wealth is not just a matter of external circumstances or financial numbers. It's a state of mind, a way of thinking, and a way of being. The true millionaire does not measure their wealth by the amount of money in their bank account, but by the abundance they feel within themselves. This inner wealth is the foundation from which all external wealth springs. Recognizing your inner millionaire means embracing your potential, your worth, and the unshakable belief that you are worthy of limitless abundance. The first step in recognizing your inner millionaire is to change your mindset. Too often, people limit themselves with beliefs rooted in scarcity. They believe wealth is hard to come by, or that it is only for the lucky few. These beliefs act as barriers that keep abundance at bay. But when you recognize that wealth is a reflection of your thoughts and feelings, you realize that the only true limitation lies within your own mind. You have the power to shift your perception of what is possible for you. The millionaire mindset is not focused on lack, struggle, or effort. It is grounded in the understanding that abundance is your natural state. You are deserving of wealth, and wealth is drawn to you as you align with the vibration of abundance. This does not mean you are entitled to instant riches, but rather that your thoughts, emotions, and actions must align with the belief that you are capable of attracting prosperity. Recognizing your inner millionaire is about understanding that you are an active participant in your financial destiny, not a passive observer. A key aspect of recognizing your inner millionaire is developing self-worth. The way you value yourself directly impacts the amount of abundance you allow into your life. If you do not believe you deserve wealth, you will unknowingly block it from flowing toward you. A person who recognizes their worth does not chase after wealth in desperation, but attracts it naturally by embodying the energy of abundance. They act from a place of confidence, knowing that they are worthy of everything they desire. One powerful way to recognize your inner millionaire is through visualization. By consistently picturing yourself as the person you want to become, you begin to reprogram your subconscious mind to accept this new identity. Imagine yourself living in the house of your dreams, driving the car you desire, and experiencing the lifestyle of abundance you long for. Feel the emotions of gratitude, joy, and excitement as if these things are already your reality. The more you visualize your wealthy self, the more your actions, decisions, and thoughts will align with the person you are becoming. Another essential element in recognizing your inner millionaire is gratitude. Millionaires, in both the literal and metaphorical sense, understand that wealth is not just about the destination, it is also about the journey. Gratitude amplifies abundance. By acknowledging and appreciating what you already have, you raise your vibration and open the door for more prosperity to enter your life. Whether it's appreciating the roof over your head, the food you eat, or the small successes you experience daily, gratitude strengthens your connection to the flow of abundance. Recognizing your inner millionaire also requires a shift in how you approach opportunities. Millionaires see opportunities where others see obstacles. They know that each challenge is an opportunity for growth, learning, and expansion. The mindset of abundance embraces risks and welcomes new experiences, because there is a deep understanding that the universe is always conspiring in their favor. When you adopt this mindset, you start to notice opportunities that were always there but previously went unnoticed. The more you recognize the opportunities around you, the more you invite wealth into your life. As you move forward, the recognition of your inner millionaire will also involve stepping into your power and taking inspired action. Wealth is not a passive state. It requires intention, focus, and effort. But this effort is not about struggling or working tirelessly. It's about taking inspired, aligned actions that feel joyful and right for you. When you recognize your inner millionaire, you stop chasing after success and start allowing it to flow toward you naturally. You begin to make decisions that reflect the wealth you are creating within, trusting that your intuition and inner wisdom will guide you to the right opportunities. The most important element in recognizing your inner millionaire is belief. It starts with believing in yourself, in your ability to create wealth, and in your worthiness to receive it. Belief is the fuel that drives your manifestations. Without belief, no amount of action or hard work will bring lasting results. But with belief, your thoughts become powerful and your actions become aligned with your deepest desires. Recognize that your inner millionaire is not defined by the money you have today. It is defined by the person you are becoming, the energy you are radiating, and the abundance you are attracting. Money is simply a reflection of the energy you embody. The more you recognize your inner wealth, the more it will manifest in all areas of your life. You have the power to create the life of your dreams. Recognize that wealth, success, and abundance are already within you, waiting to be realized. By shifting your mindset, embracing gratitude, trusting your intuition, and taking inspired action, you will find that the universe aligns to bring your desires to life. Recognize your inner millionaire, and you will begin to see the world through the eyes of abundance. Gratitude is the most powerful key to unlocking the abundance of life. It is not merely a polite acknowledgement of blessings, but a profound state of alignment with the source of all creation. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is present, from absence to abundance, and in doing so, it opens the floodgates to more of what you desire. When you dwell in the feeling of gratitude, you create a vibrational match to the very things you long to attract. To live in gratitude is to live in a state of constant receiving. Every breath, every moment, and every experience becomes a gift. When you recognize the abundance already present in your life, you activate a magnetic force that draws even more blessings toward you. The universe operates on a principle of reflection. It mirrors back to you the energy you emit. Gratitude, therefore, becomes a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive, that you acknowledge its infinite generosity, and that you trust in the flow of life. Many people make the mistake of waiting for their desires to manifest before they feel grateful. They tie their gratitude to external circumstances, thinking, "I'll be grateful when I get the job, the relationship, or the money." But this conditional gratitude keeps you in a state of waiting, reinforcing the idea that you do not yet have what you want. True gratitude, however, is proactive. It is the recognition of abundance before it materializes. When you express gratitude for something as though it is already yours, you collapse the distance between desire and manifestation. You summon it into your reality by aligning your energy with its presence. Gratitude is a state of allowing. It dissolves resistance and opens you to the flow of abundance. Often, people block their blessings with doubt, fear, or a fixation on how their desires will come to fruition. But gratitude bypasses these limitations. It shifts your focus from the mechanics of manifestation to the joy of receiving. When you are grateful, you trust the process. You no longer need to control every detail, because you know that the universe is working in your favor. Gratitude is the ultimate act of faith. It is not enough to simply say, "I'm grateful." The power of gratitude lies in feeling it deeply and genuinely. Words without emotion lack the vibrational energy needed to attract abundance. Take a moment to truly feel grateful for something in your life. It could be the warmth of the sun on your skin, the support of a loved one, or even the lessons learned through a challenging experience. Notice how this feeling expands your heart and lifts your spirit. That is the energy that draws miracles into your life. Gratitude also shifts your perspective. When you practice gratitude consistently, you begin to see the world differently. Challenges transform into opportunities, and obstacles become stepping stones. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you focus on what you have. And this shift in perspective creates a ripple effect. The more you focus on abundance, the more abundance you attract. Gratitude becomes a lens through which you view life, revealing blessings you might otherwise overlook. One of the most profound aspects of gratitude is its ability to neutralize negative emotions. It is impossible to feel deeply grateful and resentful, fearful, or anxious at the same time. Gratitude raises your vibrational frequency, lifting you out of low energy states and into a place of empowerment. When faced with difficulty, gratitude acts as an anchor, reminding you of the good that still exists in your life and helping you navigate challenges with grace and resilience. Gratitude also fosters a sense of interconnectedness. It reminds you that you are part of a greater whole, supported by forces seen and unseen. Every act of gratitude strengthens your connection to the divine source of all abundance. It is an acknowledgement that you are not alone, that life is always conspiring to bless you, and that you are a co-creator in this miraculous dance of existence. A powerful way to cultivate gratitude is through intentional practices. Begin and end your day by reflecting on what you are grateful for. Write these blessings down, no matter how small they may seem. As you do, notice how your energy shifts. Gratitude practice consistently becomes a habit, and over time, it transforms your life. The more you give thanks, the more reasons you find to be thankful. Gratitude is not just about receiving, it is also about giving. When you express gratitude, you naturally want to give back, whether through acts of kindness, words of appreciation, or simply sharing your joy with others. This giving creates a cycle of abundance that benefits not only you but everyone around you. The more you give, the more you receive, and the flow of blessings becomes endless. Gratitude is the key to unlocking the life you desire. It is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. By living in a state of gratitude, you align yourself with the infinite abundance of the universe. You become a magnet for blessings, a vessel for miracles, and a beacon of light in the world. Open your heart to gratitude and watch as the floodgates of abundance pour into your life. Everything you seek is already waiting for you. Gratitude is the key to receiving it. Wealth is not just an idea or a distant dream. It is a state of being that requires action. Thoughts and feelings lay the foundation for abundance, but action is the bridge that carries you from intention to manifestation. To step into wealth, you must align your actions with your vision and move forward with faith and determination. Action is the language through which you communicate your readiness to receive what you desire. It is a signal to the universe that you are committed to embodying the wealth you envision. The first step to stepping into wealth with action is clarity. You must be clear about what wealth means to you. For some, it may be financial freedom. For others, it might be a sense of security, opportunities for travel, or the ability to give generously. Whatever wealth represents to you, it must be defined with precision. Without a clear vision, your actions will lack direction, and the energy you invest will dissipate. Clarity allows you to take purposeful steps, ensuring that every effort aligns with your ultimate goal. Once your vision is clear, the next step is to cultivate the mindset of a wealthy person. Wealthy individuals do not wait for external circumstances to change before they act. Instead, they embody the confidence, decisiveness, and resourcefulness that align with their desired reality. When you act as though you are already wealthy, you shift your energy from lack to abundance. This doesn't mean reckless spending or living beyond your means. It means adopting habits and attitudes that reflect your belief in your own prosperity. Taking action requires courage. The path to wealth often involves stepping out of your comfort zone, facing uncertainty, and taking risks. These challenges are not meant to deter you but to refine you. Each step you take, no matter how small, builds momentum. Even if the path is unclear, the act of moving forward opens doors that would have remained invisible if you had stayed still. Remember, action is not about knowing every step in advance. It's about trusting that the next step will reveal itself as you move forward. One of the most important aspects of stepping into wealth with action is consistency. Small, consistent efforts compound over time to create extraordinary results. Wealth is not built overnight, nor is it the result of one grand gesture. It is the outcome of daily actions, decisions, and habits that align with your vision. Whether it's learning a new skill, saving a portion of your income, or networking with others who inspire you, these small steps accumulate and pave the way for abundance. Action also requires intention. It is not enough to be busy. Your efforts must be purposeful. Every action you take should reflect your belief in your ability to create wealth. Whether it's choosing to invest in your personal growth, starting a business, or managing your finances with discipline, your actions should align with your ultimate goal. Intention transforms ordinary tasks into powerful steps toward abundance. It ensures that your energy is focused and that your efforts are meaningful. Another key to stepping into wealth with action is resilience. The journey to abundance is rarely linear. There will be setbacks, challenges, and moments of doubt. These experiences are not signs of failure but opportunities for growth. Wealthy individuals understand that persistence is essential. They do not give up when faced with obstacles. Instead, they learn from them and adapt. Each challenge you overcome strengthens your resolve and brings you closer to your goals. Stepping into wealth also involves collaboration. No one achieves great success in isolation. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and support your vision. Seek mentors who have walked the path you aspire to follow. Build relationships with individuals who share your values and ambitions. Collaboration amplifies your efforts and opens doors to opportunities you may not have discovered on your own. Gratitude plays a vital role in taking action toward wealth. When you are grateful for what you have, you attract more to be grateful for. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present, creating a sense of abundance that fuels your actions. As you move forward, take time to appreciate each step of the journey. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and trust that every effort brings you closer to your vision. Stepping into wealth with action requires faith. Faith is the belief in what you cannot yet see, the conviction that your efforts will bear fruit even if the results are not immediately visible. Faith allows you to act with confidence, knowing that the universe responds to your energy and intention. When you act with faith, you align with the flow of abundance, and the universe meets you halfway. Wealth is not something you chase, it is something you step into. By aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions, you create a harmonious flow that attracts abundance into your life. Each action you take, no matter how small, is a step toward embodying the wealth you desire. Move forward with clarity, intention, and faith, and watch as your actions transform your vision into reality. The journey to wealth begins with a single step. Take it boldly, and the path will unfold before you. Close your eyes and feel this truth: no power outside of you can harm you unless you give it consent through fear or doubt. Today we stand firmly in the light of divine protection, knowing that every plan of harm, seen or unseen, is rendered powerless by the strength of your inner conviction. The truth that your inner world shapes your outer world is a principle so profound that it can transform your life when fully grasped. Everything you experience in the external world is a reflection of the beliefs, emotions, and assumptions held in the depths of your inner being. It is not mere chance or fate that determines your circumstances, but the invisible workings of your consciousness. The external reality is a mirror, showing you the state of your mind and spirit. To change your life, you must first change within. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a projector, and the world around you is the screen. The images you see on the screen come not from the screen itself, but from the film within the projector. In the same way, the situations, relationships, and events in your life are projections of your internal beliefs and assumptions. This realization is both liberating and sobering. It means you are never at the mercy of external circumstances, no matter how dire they may appear. Instead, you hold the power to create a new reality by transforming your inner state. Every thought you entertain, every emotion you harbor, and every belief you accept as true becomes a seed planted in the fertile soil of your consciousness. Over time, these seeds grow and manifest as the conditions of your life. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, you will reap a harvest of struggle and lack. Conversely, if you sow seeds of confidence, love, and abundance, your outer world will flourish with opportunities, joy, and prosperity. The universe is impartial. It responds faithfully to the nature of your inner vibrations. It is crucial to examine the assumptions you carry about yourself and the world. These assumptions operate like unseen laws, shaping your experiences without your conscious awareness. For example, if you assume that life is a constant struggle, you will unknowingly attract situations that confirm this belief. However, if you adopt the assumption that life is filled with ease and grace, the world will reorganize itself to reflect that truth. The key is not to wait for external validation, but to hold firmly to your chosen assumptions, even when external circumstances seem to contradict them. Emotions play a vital role in shaping your inner world. They are the fuel that powers your creative abilities. A belief held without emotion is weak and ineffective, but when a belief is charged with strong feelings, it becomes a powerful force. Therefore, cultivate emotions that align with the life you desire. Feel the joy, peace, and gratitude of already having what you seek, even before it appears in your physical reality. This practice shifts your consciousness into harmony with your desires and accelerates their manifestation. The act of imagination is another potent tool in shaping your inner world. Your imagination is not a mere daydreaming faculty, but a divine power capable of creating realities. When you vividly imagine a scene as if it is happening now, and you feel it to be true, you impress that vision upon your subconscious mind. The subconscious, in turn, sets the wheels of creation into motion, drawing to you the people, opportunities, and circumstances needed to bring your vision to life. This is why it is said, "As within, so without." Guard your thoughts vigilantly, for they are the architects of your destiny. Reject any idea that does not serve your highest good and replace it with thoughts that affirm your worth, potential, and capability. Surround yourself with uplifting influences, books, conversations, and environments that nourish your spirit. Remember, your outer world is a reflection, not a cause. To blame external conditions is to misunderstand the principle. Instead, turn inward and take responsibility for what you find there. Your life is your creation, shaped moment by moment by the activity of your mind. Align your inner world with your highest aspirations, and the outer world will inevitably follow. The power is within you, waiting to be realized. Your consciousness is the master key to every door you wish to open. When you shape your inner world with intention and love, you hold the reins of your destiny. Imagination is one of the most powerful faculties of the human mind, serving as both a shield and a weapon in the journey of life. It is the creative force that enables you to transcend limitations, envision possibilities, and shape your reality. When properly directed, imagination has the power to protect you from harm and manifest the life you desire. It is the unseen tool through which you navigate challenges and build a future aligned with your highest aspirations. As a shield, imagination serves to protect you from the negative forces of fear, doubt, and despair. In moments of difficulty, it allows you to envision a brighter outcome, shielding you from the paralyzing effects of hopelessness. Fear thrives on imagining the worst-case scenario, but you can disarm it by redirecting your imagination toward faith and possibility. Instead of succumbing to thoughts of failure, use your imagination to picture success. Instead of dwelling on loss, envision abundance. By doing so, you create an inner sanctuary where no external circumstance can shake your peace of mind. The imagination also shields you from the influence of others who may seek to impose their limitations or negativity upon you. The world is full of voices that tell you what you cannot do, who you cannot become, and why your dreams are impractical. Yet, through the power of imagination, you can rise above these constraints. You can create a mental picture so vivid, so compelling, that it becomes more real to you than the doubter's opinions. This mental image becomes your fortress, a place of refuge where you can reconnect with your inner truth and draw strength to persist. As a weapon, imagination enables you to shape reality according to your will. Every invention, achievement, and transformation in history began as a thought, a vision in the mind of someone who dared to imagine beyond the present moment. Imagination is the birthplace of creation. When you close your eyes and envision a desired outcome as though it has already happened, you activate the creative powers of your subconscious mind. This is not idle fantasy, but a deliberate act of shaping the unseen forces that govern your reality. The power of imagination as a weapon lies in its ability to change your vibration and align you with the outcomes you seek. When you vividly imagine yourself living your desired reality, your mind and emotions begin to resonate with that vision. This resonance draws opportunities, people, and circumstances into your life that match your imagined state. In this way, imagination is the starting point of manifestation. It is the weapon that cuts through doubt and creates the pathway to fulfillment. Imagination also serves as a tool for problem solving and overcoming obstacles. When faced with challenges, the mind often defaults to panic or resignation. But through imagination, you can rise above the immediate problem and see it from a higher perspective. You can visualize solutions that were previously hidden, transforming difficulties into stepping stones. By imagining yourself as victorious even in the face of adversity, you summon the courage and clarity needed to move forward. One of the greatest gifts of imagination is its ability to rewrite your story. No matter what has happened in the past, you have the power to imagine a new narrative. You are not bound by your history or current circumstances. Through imagination, you can create a vision of yourself as the person you aspire to be, living the life you desire. The mind does not distinguish between a vividly imagined event and a real one. It accepts both as truth. By repeatedly imagining a new reality, you impress it upon your subconscious mind, which then works to bring it to pass. To wield imagination effectively, it must be disciplined and intentional. Many people misuse this power, allowing it to run wild with fears and worst-case scenarios. But when you consciously direct your imagination, it becomes your greatest ally. Begin each day by imagining the outcomes you desire. See them, feel them, and believe in them as though they are already yours. Let your imagination be your guide, showing you the path to your dreams and protecting you from the distractions and negativity that would pull you off course. Imagination is not a luxury or a pastime, it is the foundation of all creation. As a shield, it guards your mind from the forces that seek to diminish you. As a weapon, it empowers you to create a reality that reflects your highest potential. Use it wisely, and you will discover that there is no limit to what you can achieve. The world within you holds infinite possibilities. Imagine boldly, and watch as those possibilities unfold into your life. Faith is more than hope, more than optimism. It is a complete and unwavering, knowing that what you desire already exists in the unseen realm and is making its way into your physical reality. It is the foundation upon which all miracles are built, the force that bridges the gap between what you imagine and what you experience. Faith is not a passive state of wishing, but an active state of being, rooted in certainty and conviction. It is this knowing, this absolute trust, that transforms mere thoughts into tangible results. When you operate from faith, you align yourself with the creative power of the universe. Faith does not waver in the face of evidence. To the contrary, it does not flinch when circumstances seem impossible. Instead, it holds firm, knowing that appearances are temporary and that reality is shaped from within. Faith sees beyond the present moment to the truth of what is possible. It understands that what you truly believe without doubt or hesitation must come to pass. Faith as a complete knowing is grounded in the understanding that creation is finished. Everything you could ever desire already exists in potential. The job, the relationship, the healing, the abundance, it is all there, waiting for you to claim it through your belief. To have faith is to step into the reality of your desire now, before it has materialized. It is to act, think, and feel as though it is already yours, because in the higher realms of consciousness, it already is. This is the essence of faith, a deep, unshakable conviction that transcends logic and sensory evidence. Doubt is the enemy of faith, and it arises when we rely too heavily on what our senses tell us. The physical world often appears to contradict the desires of the heart, creating a sense of separation between what we want and what we currently have. But faith dismisses these contradictions as illusions. It knows that the physical world is simply a reflection of past beliefs, and that by holding steadfast to a new belief, the outer world will inevitably conform. Faith is the power to look beyond what is and to see what can be, and then to hold that vision until it becomes reality. This kind of faith requires persistence. It is not enough to momentarily believe in your desire. You must dwell in that belief until it becomes a state of being. This means cultivating a sense of gratitude and joy for what you seek, as if it were already present. Gratitude is a powerful amplifier of faith, for it signals to the universe that you already have what you desire. By feeling thankful in advance, you align yourself with the reality you wish to experience, drawing it closer with every thought and emotion. Faith is also an act of surrender. It is not about forcing outcomes or trying to control every detail of how your desires will manifest. Instead, it is about trusting that the universe is working on your behalf, even when you cannot see it. This trust is a vital aspect of complete knowing. It allows you to release fear and anxiety, resting in the assurance that everything is unfolding perfectly. When you truly have faith, you stop questioning whether it will happen and start preparing for its arrival. One of the most powerful aspects of faith is that it shifts your focus from lack to abundance. Instead of dwelling on what is missing, you dwell on what is already yours in the spiritual realm. This shift in perspective transforms your energy, elevating your vibration to match the frequency of your desires. As a result, you become a magnet for the very things you seek. Faith is not about waiting for evidence, it is about becoming the evidence through your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Faith is the antidote to fear, the light that dispels darkness. It reminds you that you are not a victim of circumstance, but a co-creator of your reality. It empowers you to move forward with confidence, even when the path ahead is unclear. With faith, you are never alone, for you are connected to a higher power that guides and supports you in all things. Faith as a complete knowing is a choice. It is a decision to believe in the unseen, to trust in the process, and to stand firm in the face of doubt. When you choose faith, you choose to live from a place of power and possibility. You choose to see the world not as it is but as it could be. And in doing so, you unlock the limitless potential within you to create a life beyond your wildest dreams. Evil, in its many forms, thrives on fear, hatred, and division. It seeks to darken the heart and separate individuals from their true nature, which is love. Yet, no matter how overwhelming the shadows may seem, they are powerless against the light of love. To dissolve evil, one must not meet it with anger or resistance, but with the transformative power of love and light. These forces are the highest frequencies in the universe, capable of dissolving even the deepest darkness without confrontation. Love is not merely an emotion, it is a state of being, a recognition of the divine essence that exists within every soul. When you embody love, you transcend judgment and see beyond the surface of any situation. Evil is often a manifestation of ignorance, pain, or disconnection. Those who perpetuate harm do so because they are blind to their own light. By responding with love, you hold up a mirror to their higher self, offering them the chance to awaken to their true nature. Love does not condone or excuse evil but seeks to heal the root causes that give rise to it. The light you carry within is a powerful shield. It cannot be dimmed by external negativity unless you allow it. When you center yourself in this light, you become a beacon of hope and transformation. Imagine walking into a dark room with a single candle. The darkness does not resist the light, it simply disappears. Similarly, when you approach evil with the light of your consciousness, it begins to dissolve. This is not a battle, but a process of illumination. Darkness cannot coexist with light, just as hatred cannot survive in the presence of unconditional love. To dissolve evil through love and light requires a shift in perspective. It is easy to view the world through a lens of separation, labeling people or situations as good or bad. However, this duality feeds the cycle of negativity. Instead, embrace the understanding that all things are interconnected, and that even the darkest moments can serve as catalysts for growth and awakening. When you choose to respond with love, you break the cycle and introduce a higher vibration into the situation. This higher vibration has the power to transform not only the immediate circumstances, but also the energy surrounding them. Forgiveness is a key aspect of dissolving evil. To forgive does not mean to condone harm, but to release the hold that anger and resentment have on your heart. When you forgive, you free yourself from the chains of the past and allow healing to begin. Forgiveness is an act of love, both for yourself and for those who have caused harm. It acknowledges that holding on to hatred only perpetuates pain, while releasing it paves the way for peace. Through forgiveness, you shine a light on the path of redemption, offering others the chance to choose differently. Your thoughts and intentions are powerful tools in this process. When you focus on the goodness in others, even when it is hidden, you help bring it to the surface. Visualize those who have caused harm surrounded by light, their hearts softened and their minds awakened to the truth of love. This is not wishful thinking, but a deliberate act of creation. Your thoughts influence the collective consciousness, sending ripples of love and healing into the world. It is also essential to cultivate love and light within yourself. You cannot give what you do not have. Take time to nurture your spirit through practices that align you with your higher self, such as meditation, gratitude, and acts of kindness. The more you embody love and light, the stronger your influence becomes. You do not need to confront evil directly. Your very presence can be enough to shift the energy around you. This is the quiet yet profound power of living in alignment with your true nature. Love and light are not passive forces. They are active agents of transformation, capable of dissolving even the most entrenched negativity. When you choose to meet evil with love, you reclaim your power and affirm the truth that darkness has no lasting hold. You become a vessel through which divine energy flows, bringing healing and harmony to the world. By embodying love and light, you not only dissolve evil, but also inspire others to do the same. In this way, you contribute to the collective awakening of humanity, moving the world closer to a state of peace and unity. Persistence is the quiet yet unwavering force that guides you toward the realization of your desires and the state of inner peace. It is not a frantic or desperate striving, but a steady commitment to remain aligned with your vision, no matter what the outer circumstances may suggest. True persistence is not about efforting, it is about holding faith, nurturing belief, and continuing to affirm your desired reality until the feeling of peace takes root within you. This peace is not a sign of resignation, but of mastery, the knowing that what you have imagined is already yours. Every desire, every dream, begins in the realm of the unseen. It exists as a potential reality, waiting for you to bring it forth through your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. But the path from imagination to manifestation often tests your resolve. Doubts may arise, circumstances may appear contrary, and the waiting period can feel endless. It is in these moments that persistence becomes your greatest ally. Persistence is not merely enduring the wait, it is about sustaining the feeling of your desired outcome, refusing to let go of the inner conviction that it is already accomplished. The key to persistence is cultivating a feeling of inner certainty. This is not wishful thinking or blind optimism, but a deep-seated knowing that your desires are inevitable. This certainty creates a sense of calm and confidence, even in the face of challenges. The more you persist in this state, the more peace you will feel, for peace is the natural byproduct of unwavering faith. It is the assurance that the universe is working on your behalf, orchestrating events and aligning circumstances to bring your vision into reality. So, persistence requires discipline, particularly over your thoughts and emotions. The mind is easily swayed by appearances, and it takes effort to remain focused on what you desire rather than what you fear. Negative emotions like doubt, frustration, and impatience can disrupt the flow of creation. But when you persist in cultivating thoughts of success, joy, and gratitude, you strengthen your alignment with your desired reality. This alignment brings a sense of peace, for you are no longer resisting or questioning the process. One of the most powerful ways to persist is through the practice of assumption. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and dwell in that state as often as possible. Feel the joy, relief, and gratitude of having already received what you desire. This feeling is your anchor, your connection to the reality you are creating. The more you return to this feeling, the more real it becomes, until it eventually manifests in your external world. Persistence in this context is the act of repeatedly bringing yourself back to that feeling, regardless of what is happening around you. Persistence does not mean ignoring or suppressing your challenges. It means facing them with the awareness that they are temporary and cannot derail your ultimate outcome. Each challenge is an opportunity to deepen your faith and refine your focus. By persisting through difficulties, you demonstrate to yourself and to the universe that you are serious about your vision. This commitment strengthens your belief and accelerates the manifestation process. The feeling of peace is the ultimate sign that your persistence has taken root. When you reach this state, you are no longer striving or questioning, you are simply resting in the knowing that all is well. This peace is a powerful signal to the universe, affirming that you are ready to receive. It is not a passive state, but a deeply creative one, for it aligns you perfectly with the flow of life. From this place of peace, inspired actions arise naturally, and the path to your desires unfolds effortlessly. Persistence is not measured by time, but by depth of conviction. It is not about how long you can hold on, but how completely you can align with the feeling of your wish fulfilled. When you persist until the feeling of peace, you have crossed the threshold from wanting to having, from separation to unity. In this state, you are no longer seeking your desire, you are living it internally, and the external manifestation is inevitable. The journey to peace requires trust in yourself, in the process, and in the divine intelligence that governs all things. This trust allows you to persist with joy rather than struggle, with faith rather than doubt. As you hold to your vision and nurture the feeling of its fulfillment, peace will rise within you as a quiet but unshakable confirmation that your desire is already yours. And when peace fills your heart, it is only a matter of time before your outer world reflects the perfection you have cultivated within. The words you speak hold extraordinary power. They are not mere sounds or vibrations, but the architects of your reality. Every word carries energy, shaping the world around you and within you. To speak is to create, and your spoken words become the seeds from which your experiences grow. When you understand this, it becomes clear that you must choose your words carefully, ensuring that they align with the life you wish to lead and the person you desire to become. Speak only words of power and life, for they are the tools that craft your destiny. Words are a reflection of your inner beliefs and emotions. They reveal what you truly hold in your heart and mind, whether consciously or unconsciously. When you speak words of doubt, fear, or limitation, you affirm those states as your reality. I can't, it's too hard, or I'll never have enough are not just expressions of frustration, they are commands to the universe, instructing it to manifest exactly what you have spoken. Conversely, when you speak words of confidence, love, and abundance, you align yourself with a higher vibration, inviting those realities into your life. To speak words of power and life is to declare your faith in possibilities beyond what your eyes can see. It is to affirm your divine nature and the limitless potential within you. When you say, I am capable, I am deserving, or I am enough, you activate the creative force within and set into motion the events that will confirm your words. These declarations are not empty affirmations, they are acts of creation, drawing from the unseen to shape the seen. Silence can also be an act of power. There are moments when the most potent thing you can say is nothing at all. Negative words, whether spoken about yourself or others, carry a destructive energy that diminishes your power and dims your light. When faced with anger, criticism, or negativity, choosing silence allows you to rise above the lower vibrations. It creates space for reflection and preserves the sanctity of your energy. To speak words of power and life means knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Your words are also a gift to others. They have the power to uplift, encourage, and heal. A kind word at the right moment can transform someone's day or even their life. When you speak words of love and support, you not only elevate those around you but also raise your own vibration. The energy you give through your words returns to you multiplied, for the universe mirrors back what you project. By speaking life into others, you affirm the abundance of life within yourself. It is essential to develop an awareness of the habitual words you use. Many people unknowingly speak limitations into their lives through phrases like, I'm just unlucky, or that always happens to me. These statements may seem harmless, but they reinforce patterns of lack and misfortune. Replace them with empowering alternatives, such as, I am fortunate, or everything is working out for my good. Over time, these new patterns of speech will reprogram your mind and transform your reality. Speaking words of power and life requires consistency and mindfulness. It is not a one-time effort, but a daily practice. Begin each day with declarations that affirm your worth, your strength, and your vision for the future. Speak as though your desires are already realized, and express gratitude for the blessings you have and those yet to come. Gratitude spoken aloud is one of the most powerful tools for attracting more of what you want. It shifts your focus from lack to abundance and opens the door for miracles. Even in moments of difficulty, you have the choice to speak life. Instead of giving voice to fear or despair, declare hope and resilience. Say, this too shall pass, or I am growing stronger through this challenge. These words have the power to shift your perspective and anchor you in the truth of your inner power. When you consistently speak life, even in the face of adversity, you become a source of inspiration and strength, not only for yourself, but also for others. Remember, every word you speak is an investment in your future. Your life is a reflection of the words you have spoken and the beliefs they represent. By choosing words of power and life, you take control of your narrative, directing it toward the fulfillment of your highest potential. Speak with intention, speak with love, and speak with faith, for your words are the bridge between your dreams and your reality. With every word, you have the power to create a life of abundance, joy, and purpose. Use this power wisely, and let your words be the light that guides you and those around you to greater heights. The words you choose to speak are far more than just expressions. They are the building blocks of your reality and the key to unlocking your highest potential. When you speak words of power and life, you align with the truth of who you are, a creator capable of shaping your world with intention and love. Each word carries the energy to uplift, inspire, and transform not only your life but also the lives of those around you. By cultivating mindfulness in your speech and choosing words that resonate with positivity, strength, and faith, you step into your role as a co-creator with the universe. Let your words reflect the vision you hold for your future. Let them be declarations of abundance, love, and gratitude, even in the face of challenges. Remember that silence, too, has its place, offering you the opportunity to preserve your energy and align with your inner peace. As you speak life into your reality, you invite the highest good to unfold in every area of your existence. Thank you for allowing me to share these truths with you. May your words always be filled with power, your heart brimming with light, and your life overflowing with blessings. My friends, the home is more than four walls and a roof. It is a sacred space, a reflection of the inner sanctuary of your soul. If you long to invite the Holy Spirit into your home, know this: the Spirit comes not by chance, but by deliberate preparation. Your home must become a temple, a dwelling worthy of divine presence. Faith is the cornerstone of every divine encounter. It is the invisible bridge between the seen and the unseen, the tangible and the intangible. Without it, we are mere wanderers in a vast wilderness, blind to the divine presence that surrounds us. But faith is not just a concept, it is a living, breathing force that transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. It is the key that unlocks the door to a higher reality, a realm where the Holy Spirit resides, waiting to be invited into the sanctuary of your home. To understand faith, we must first recognize its essence. Faith is not blind optimism or wishful thinking. It is a deep, unwavering conviction in the unseen power that governs all things. It is the assurance that what we hope for is already ours, even when our physical eyes cannot yet behold it. Faith calls us to act as though the promise has been fulfilled, to live in the reality of our desires before they manifest. It is this active, living faith that invites the Holy Spirit into our homes. Imagine for a moment that your home is a vessel. The Holy Spirit seeks to fill this vessel, but it cannot enter where the doors are locked and the windows shut. Faith is the key that opens every door, allowing the Spirit to flow freely. It is not enough to merely hope for divine presence. You must believe with every fiber of your being that the Spirit is already with you. This belief creates an atmosphere of expectation, a vibration that resonates with the divine. It is this resonance that draws the Spirit closer, like a melody that cannot be ignored. Faith is not merely a private experience, it must permeate every aspect of your home. It begins within your heart, but it extends to your words, your actions, and even the atmosphere you create. When you walk through your home, do you feel a sense of peace and assurance, or is there doubt lingering in the air? The Spirit is sensitive to the energy you cultivate. A home filled with faith becomes a beacon, a lighthouse in a storm, guiding the Holy Spirit to dwell there. Consider the stories of old, where faith transformed barren deserts into fertile gardens. The widow with the jar of oil had nothing but her faith, yet it was enough to sustain her and her household through famine. The centurion who approached Christ believed so deeply in his authority that he declared, "Only say the word, and my servant will be healed." These were not mere acts of hope, they were demonstrations of unshakable faith. And in each instance, the divine responded. Your home, too, can become a place where miracles occur, but only if you approach it with the same conviction. It requires action, for belief without action is like a seed that is never planted. If you believe that the Holy Spirit will dwell in your home, your actions must reflect that belief. Begin by dedicating your space to the divine. Speak words of invitation aloud, declaring that your home is a place of refuge for the Spirit. Remove anything that contradicts your faith, whether it be objects, habits, or attitudes. A home cluttered with doubt or distraction cannot fully welcome the Spirit. Instead, create an environment that reflects your faith, one of order, peace, and intention. Faith also thrives in the small, consistent acts of daily life. When you prepare a meal, do so with gratitude, believing that your provision is a testament to divine care. When you sit in quiet reflection, envision the Holy Spirit resting in your home, bringing comfort and guidance. Each act of faith, no matter how small, strengthens the foundation upon which the Spirit can build. Over time, these acts accumulate, creating a ripple effect that transforms your home into a sanctuary. Doubt is the greatest enemy of faith. It creeps in quietly, planting seeds of fear and uncertainty. But remember, this doubt cannot coexist with faith, for one will always overpower the other. To invite the Holy Spirit, you must guard your mind and heart against doubt. When it arises, confront it with truth. Speak aloud the promises you believe in, for the spoken word carries power. Remind yourself that faith is not about what you see, but about what you know to be true in the depths of your soul. It is also a gift that grows with use. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. Begin with small acts of faith, and as you see the results, your confidence will grow. Perhaps you pray for peace in a single room of your home. As you witness the transformation in that space, extend your faith to the entire house. Let each answered prayer be a reminder that the Holy Spirit responds to your belief, filling every corner where faith is present. Faith is contagious. When you live with unwavering faith, it affects everyone who enters your home. Visitors may not be able to articulate what they feel, but they will sense the presence of something greater. Your home will become a place of refuge and inspiration, not just for you but for all who cross its threshold. This is the power of faith. It not only invites the Holy Spirit into your home, but also extends its blessings to others. In every moment, you have a choice to live in faith or to live in fear. Choose faith and watch as your home is transformed into a dwelling place for the divine. Know that the Holy Spirit longs to be with you, but it waits for your invitation. Through faith, you open the door, not just to a presence, but to a power that can heal, restore, and uplift. This is the promise of faith, and it is yours to claim. Words carry an extraordinary power. They are not mere sounds, they are creative forces that shape the world around you and within you. What you speak in your home is a reflection of the thoughts and beliefs you hold, and those words form the atmosphere in which you live. To invite the Holy Spirit into your home, you must speak words of light, words that uplift, inspire, and resonate with divine truth. Words of light create a pathway for the Spirit to dwell among you, for the Spirit is drawn to the purity and power of such utterances. Every word you speak sends out a vibration. Like ripples in water, those vibrations extend outward, affecting the environment and the people around you. Words of love, encouragement, and faith resonate on a higher frequency, aligning with the divine. On the other hand, words of anger, criticism, or despair create a heavy atmosphere, repelling the Spirit. The Spirit cannot thrive in a home where negativity lingers, for it seeks a space of harmony and light. Speaking words of light begins with awareness. Many people speak without considering the weight of their words, unaware of the impact they have on their surroundings. But words are not idle, they are seeds, and every seed has the potential to grow into something larger. If you plant seeds of negativity, you will harvest discord and strife. However, if you plant seeds of light, you will reap peace, joy, and divine presence. To speak words of light, you must first be mindful of what you allow to come from your mouth. This requires discipline and a conscious effort to align your speech with the qualities you wish to cultivate in your home. Consider how words shape relationships within your home. Harsh words can create walls, separating you from those you love, while kind words build bridges, fostering understanding and connection. The Holy Spirit dwells where unity exists, and your words play a crucial role in creating that unity. When disagreements arise, resist the temptation to speak in anger or frustration. Instead, pause and choose your words carefully, ensuring they reflect the love and patience you wish to embody. By doing so, you create an environment where the Spirit feels welcome. Speaking words of light also involves speaking truth, but truth must be delivered with love. Truth spoken without love can wound, while truth spoken with love can heal. The Spirit is the essence of truth, and it cannot dwell where falsehood or deceit exists. This does not mean you must always speak perfectly or avoid difficult conversations. Rather, it means approaching every interaction with the intention to uplift and to align with divine principles. One of the most powerful ways to speak words of light is through prayer and affirmation. Prayer is not merely a request for divine intervention, it is a declaration of faith and a statement of alignment with the Spirit. When you pray, you are not only inviting the Spirit into your home, but also affirming that you believe in its presence and power. Speak your prayers aloud, allowing your words to fill the space around you. Let them become a vibration that invites the Spirit to dwell with you. Affirmations, too, are a powerful tool. When you affirm positive truths, you are reinforcing the light within you and your home. Speak affirmations that declare your home as a sanctuary of peace, love, and divine presence. Say, "This home is filled with light and love," or "The Holy Spirit dwells here." These affirmations, when spoken with conviction, carry a transformative power that reshapes the energy of your home. It is also important to guard against words that diminish light. Gossip, complaints, and negativity can erode the atmosphere of your home, creating a space that feels heavy and unwelcoming. The spirit is sensitive to the energy you create, and it will not linger where negativity prevails. This does not mean suppressing your feelings or avoiding honest expression, but it does mean choosing your words carefully, ensuring they align with the light you wish to invite. Teaching children and others in your home to speak words of light is another way to foster an environment where the spirit thrives. Encourage them to express gratitude, to speak kindly to one another, and to use their words to build rather than to tear down. When the whole household adopts this practice, the cumulative effect is profound, creating a space where the Spirit's presence is palpable. In moments of silence, even your thoughts can become words of light. The words you speak in your heart are just as powerful as those spoken aloud, for they shape your inner world and ultimately your outer reality. Practice speaking words of light internally, affirming your connection to the divine and the presence of the Spirit in your home. As your inner speech aligns with light, it will naturally flow into your spoken words, creating a seamless harmony between your thoughts and your environment. Let your words be consistent. Speaking words of light is not a one-time act but a continual practice. It is the daily commitment to align your speech with the qualities you wish to embody and the divine presence you seek to invite. Over time, this practice becomes second nature, transforming not only your home but also your heart. The words you speak are a reflection of the light within you. By choosing to speak words that uplift, inspire, and align with truth, you create a space where the Holy Spirit feels welcome. Your words become a beacon, a guiding light that draws the Spirit closer, filling your home with peace, love, and divine presence. Remember, every word matters, and with each one, you have the power to invite the light of the Holy Spirit into your life and your home. Harmony is the essence of a home that invites the Holy Spirit. It is not simply the absence of conflict, but a deep and abiding sense of balance, peace, and unity. When harmony fills a home, it creates an atmosphere where the divine can dwell, where every member of the household feels a sense of safety, belonging, and connection. The Holy Spirit, being a spirit of unity and peace, is naturally drawn to such an environment. Harmony is not achieved by chance, it is cultivated intentionally through your actions, thoughts, and the energy you bring into your space. The atmosphere of your home is shaped by what you allow to flourish there. Think of it as a garden. If you nurture kindness, patience, and love, these virtues will grow and fill the air with their fragrance. But if you allow anger, resentment, or chaos to take root, they will choke out the beauty and leave only discord in their place. The Holy Spirit cannot thrive in a space overtaken by disarray, for its nature is one of perfect order and alignment. Creating harmony begins with you. As the heart of your home, your energy sets the tone for those around you. If you are at peace within yourself, that peace will extend outward, influencing your surroundings. Conversely, if you carry tension, frustration, or negativity, it will seep into the atmosphere, affecting everyone who enters. To cultivate harmony, you must first examine your own heart and mind. Are your thoughts aligned with peace? Are your words and actions consistent with love and understanding? The Holy Spirit works through you, and the state of your inner world directly impacts the harmony of your home. One of the most powerful tools for creating harmony is forgiveness. In every relationship, misunderstandings and conflicts are inevitable, but they do not have to disrupt the unity of your home. Forgiveness is the act of releasing resentment and choosing love over anger. It is not about condoning wrongs, but about freeing yourself from the burden of holding on to them. When forgiveness becomes a habit, it transforms your relationships, dissolving the barriers that divide and replacing them with bridges of connection. The Holy Spirit is drawn to the energy of forgiveness, for it mirrors the divine grace that restores and renews. Communication is another cornerstone of harmony. The way you speak and listen to others can either build unity or create division. When you speak, do so with intention, choosing words that uplift and encourage rather than criticize or belittle. When you listen, Do so with empathy, seeking to understand rather than to judge. True communication is not about winning an argument or proving a point. It is about creating a space where everyone feels valued and heard. This kind of communication fosters trust, which is the foundation of harmony. The physical environment of your home also plays a role in creating harmony. Clutter, chaos, and disorganization can contribute to feelings of stress and unease, making it difficult for harmony to take root. Take the time to create a space that reflects order and peace. Let natural light flow through your rooms, open windows to allow fresh air, and arrange your space in a way that promotes a sense of calm. The Holy Spirit is often associated with symbols of purity and clarity, and a home that reflects these qualities becomes a welcoming sanctuary. Rituals and traditions are powerful ways to cultivate harmony in your home. Whether it's sharing a meal together, lighting a candle in prayer, or simply gathering to reflect on the blessings of the day, these practices create a rhythm that grounds your household in unity. Rituals remind you of your shared purpose and strengthen the bonds between family members. They also create an opportunity to invite the Holy Spirit into your midst, transforming ordinary moments into sacred ones. Harmony is not static. It requires ongoing effort and commitment. It is built through daily acts of kindness, patience, and understanding. It is sustained by a willingness to put the needs of others before your own, to compromise when necessary, and to approach every situation with a spirit of love. This does not mean neglecting your own needs or becoming a doormat. Rather, it means recognizing that true harmony is a balance of giving and receiving, of honoring both yourself and others. Silence can also be a powerful tool for harmony. In a world filled with noise and distraction, moments of quiet can bring a sense of clarity and peace to your home. Silence creates a space for reflection, for listening to the whispers of the divine, and for simply being present. When silence is woven into the fabric of your daily life, it becomes a sanctuary within a sanctuary, a place where the Holy Spirit can speak and be heard. Children, if present in your home, can be natural carriers of harmony when guided with love and care. Teach them the values of kindness, patience, and respect. Show them through your own actions how to resolve conflicts peacefully and how to express their emotions in healthy ways. A home where children are nurtured in an atmosphere of love becomes a place where harmony naturally flourishes. Prayer is the anchor of harmony. When you pray, you are aligning yourself and your home with the divine. Prayer invites the Holy Spirit to fill your space, bringing peace and unity in its wake. Pray not only for yourself, but for every member of your household, for their well-being and for the harmony of your relationships. Let your prayers be filled with gratitude for the blessings you already have and with faith in the blessings yet to come. Harmony is the breath of a home that welcomes the Holy Spirit. It is the invisible thread that ties every moment, every relationship, and every corner of your space into a tapestry of peace. By cultivating harmony within yourself and extending it outward, you create an environment where the Spirit feels at home. It is in this atmosphere that love grows, miracles unfold, and divine presence becomes tangible. Harmony is not just a gift, it is a calling, a daily practice that transforms your home into a dwelling place for the Holy Spirit. Gratitude is a transformative force, a divine key that opens the doors to abundance, peace, and joy. It is not merely an emotion or a polite response to kindness. It is a state of being that aligns you with the highest frequencies of the universe. When you live in gratitude, you create a space where the Holy Spirit feels welcome, for gratitude is the language of the divine. It acknowledges the unseen blessings, honors the present moment, and draws more goodness into your life. To practice gratitude is to recognize the gifts in your life, both big and small. It begins with a shift in perspective. Instead of focusing on what is lacking, gratitude invites you to see the fullness of what already exists. A warm home, the laughter of loved ones, the beauty of sunlight streaming through a window, these are treasures that, when noticed, become sacred. Gratitude magnifies these blessings, reminding you that even the simplest things carry profound significance. The Holy Spirit is drawn to this acknowledgement, for it thrives in a heart that is open and appreciative. Gratitude is not dependent on external circumstances. It is easy to feel grateful when everything is going well, but the true power of gratitude lies in its ability to transcend difficulties. In moments of struggle, gratitude becomes a bridge between despair and hope. It shifts your focus from what is wrong to what is still right, offering a sense of peace and perspective. Even in pain, there is something to be grateful for: a lesson, a glimmer of grace, or the strength to keep going. The act of finding gratitude in hardship is a profound declaration of faith, a statement that you trust in the divine plan, even when you cannot see the whole picture. In a home where gratitude is practiced, the atmosphere is different. There is a lightness, a sense of peace that cannot be easily shaken. This is because gratitude has the power to dissolve negativity. When you focus on what you are thankful for, there is little room for complaints, resentment, or fear. Gratitude uplifts, replacing heaviness with joy and disconnection with unity. It is a magnetic force that draws the Holy Spirit into your home, for the Spirit responds to the energy of thanksgiving with an even greater outpouring of blessings. Gratitude is best expressed through action. While it begins in the heart, it gains power when shared with others. A word of thanks, a small gesture of kindness, or a prayer of thanksgiving are all ways to amplify the energy of gratitude. When you take the time to express your appreciation, whether to a family member, a friend, or even to the divine itself, you are planting seeds of light that will grow and multiply. The act of expressing gratitude not only strengthens your connection to others, but also deepens your relationship with the Spirit. Gratitude can also be cultivated as a daily practice. Begin each day with a moment of reflection, naming the things you are thankful for. Let this be your first act of the morning, setting the tone for the hours ahead. As you move through your day, make a conscious effort to notice and appreciate the blessings around you. End the day by reflecting on the moments that brought joy, comfort, or growth, no matter how small. This practice, when done consistently, transforms your mindset and your environment, creating a home where the Spirit feels welcome. Children, if present in your home, can be natural learners of gratitude. Teach them by example, showing them how to give thanks for their meals, their toys, or the beauty of nature. Encourage them to find something to be grateful for each day and celebrate their discoveries. By fostering this habit in them, you are not only shaping their character but also contributing to the harmonious energy of your home. A household that practices gratitude together becomes a beacon of light, a sanctuary where the Spirit dwells. Gratitude is also a powerful antidote to anxiety and fear. When worry threatens to overwhelm, gratitude redirects your focus. It reminds you of the goodness that still exists, grounding you in the present moment and easing the mind's restless chatter. The Holy Spirit cannot thrive in an atmosphere of fear, but it flourishes in the energy of trust and thanksgiving. By choosing gratitude in moments of uncertainty, you create a space for the Spirit to move, bringing clarity, peace, and reassurance. Another profound aspect of gratitude is its ability to amplify blessings. When you give thanks for what you have, you open the door to receive even more. Gratitude operates as a spiritual law. What you appreciate expands. By focusing on the good in your life and expressing genuine thanks, you align yourself with the flow of abundance. The Holy Spirit, ever attentive to the heart's intentions, responds by pouring out more blessings, further enriching your life. In prayer, gratitude holds a special place. While it is natural to ask for help or guidance, there is immense power in prayers of thanksgiving. When you thank the Spirit for blessings already received, you acknowledge the divine hand in your life. When you give thanks for blessings yet to come, you demonstrate faith, affirming that what you seek is already on its way. This act of gratitude strengthens your connection to the divine, drawing the Spirit closer and deepening its presence in your home. Gratitude also extends to how you treat your surroundings. Caring for your home, honoring the space you live in, and appreciating the comforts it provides are acts of thanksgiving. When you tend to your home with love and respect, you create an environment that reflects the gratitude in your heart. This physical expression of gratitude invites the Spirit to dwell among you, for it sees the care you have given to the place it is invited to inhabit. Gratitude is more than a practice, it is a way of life. It is a lens through which you see the world, a habit that transforms ordinary moments into sacred ones. By choosing gratitude, you align yourself with the divine flow, creating a home where the Holy Spirit feels welcome. Your life, in turn, becomes a testimony to the power of thanksgiving, a shining example of what is possible when gratitude is the key. In the rush and noise of daily life, there lies an overlooked yet profound sanctuary, the gift of quietude. To invite the Holy Spirit into your home, cultivating moments of silence and stillness is essential. Quietude is not simply the absence of sound, it is the deliberate creation of a space where your spirit can breathe, where your thoughts can settle, and where divine whispers can be heard. In these moments of stillness, the Holy Spirit finds a welcoming atmosphere, free from the distractions that often crowd our minds and homes. Daily quietude is a sacred pause, a time set aside to disconnect from the busyness of the world and reconnect with the divine within. It is in silence that clarity emerges, where the noise of doubts, fears, and uncertainties begins to fade, replaced by the reassuring presence of peace. The Holy Spirit, gentle and ever-present, often communicates in subtle ways through impressions, feelings, or quiet inspirations. But to perceive these messages, you must be still, creating a space where the Spirit's voice is not drowned out by the constant hum of life. This practice begins with intention. Quietude does not happen by accident. It requires a conscious decision to carve out time for stillness, no matter how full your schedule may be. Even a few minutes each day can transform your inner state and the atmosphere of your home. Find a place where you can sit undisturbed, free from distractions. It might be a corner of your living room, a space in your bedroom, or even a spot outdoors where nature itself becomes part of your quietude. Wherever it is, let it be a place where you feel at ease, a sanctuary for your soul. The act of quieting yourself is a spiritual practice. It begins with the breath slow, deep, and steady. As you focus on each inhale and exhale, your body begins to relax, and your mind starts to release the clutter it carries. The breath is a bridge between the physical and the spiritual, anchoring you in the present moment while opening you to divine presence. With each breath, you create space for the Holy Spirit to fill, allowing its peace to flow through you. Daily quietude is not about achieving emptiness, but about creating openness. In this openness, you become more attuned to the Spirit's guidance, its gentle nudges and assurances. Quietude is a time to listen, not to strive or ask. It is an act of surrender, a recognition that in stillness you align yourself with divine wisdom that surpasses your understanding. The Holy Spirit often speaks in the spaces between words, in the silence that carries profound meaning. To hear this, you must let go of the need to fill the silence with your own thoughts and allow the divine to fill it instead. The benefits of daily quietude extend beyond the moments of stillness. The peace and clarity it brings begin to infuse the rest of your day. Decisions become easier, relationships more harmonious, and challenges less overwhelming when approached from a place of inner calm. This shift is not coincidental. It is the result of inviting the Spirit to be an active presence in your life. Quietude creates a ripple effect, transforming not only your inner world, but also the environment around you. A home where quietude is practiced becomes a refuge, a place where peace and presence are palpable. Children, if part of your household, can also be introduced to the practice of quietude in age-appropriate ways. Encourage them to sit with you for a few moments, perhaps with a simple focus like watching the flame of a candle or listening to the sound of their breath. Teach them that silence is not something to fear, but a gift to treasure. In doing so, you plant seeds of mindfulness and peace that will grow throughout their lives, shaping them into individuals who carry the Spirit's presence wherever they go. Quietude also deepens your relationship with yourself. In the silence, you come face to face with your true self, beyond the roles, responsibilities, and distractions that often define you. It is a time to reflect, to acknowledge your emotions, and to release what no longer serves you. This self-awareness is a form of spiritual alignment, clearing the way for the Holy Spirit to work through you more effectively. In knowing yourself, you come closer to understanding the divine within you. Quietude is not a withdrawal from life, but an embrace of its deepest truths. It is in the silence that you come to understand that you are never alone, that the Spirit is always with you, guiding, comforting, and renewing you. By choosing daily quietude, you invite this presence into your life in a profound way, creating a foundation of peace that sustains you through all of life's seasons. Let quietude become your daily offering, your sacred pause, where the Spirit meets you in love and fills your home with its light. Intentional acts of kindness are profound gestures that invite the divine presence into your life and home. They are more than just fleeting actions of generosity, they are deliberate expressions of love, compassion, and understanding. These acts, no matter how small, carry a transformative power that not only touches others, but also elevates your spirit. Kindness is a language understood by all, a universal force that unites hearts, dissolves barriers, and creates an environment where the Holy Spirit feels welcomed and celebrated. When you practice kindness with intention, you align yourself with the energy of divine love. The Holy Spirit is drawn to spaces where love is actively demonstrated, for such acts mirror the essence of the divine. Kindness is not about grand displays or seeking recognition. It is about the authenticity of your heart's intention. A kind word, a helping hand, or a listening ear can be as powerful as the most elaborate gesture, provided it is given with sincerity and care. These acts create ripples of positivity that extend far beyond what you can see, fostering an atmosphere of grace that resonates in your home. Intentional kindness begins with mindfulness. It requires being fully present and attuned to the needs of those around you. In a world that often moves at a frenetic pace, slowing down to truly see and respond to others is an act of kindness in itself. This mindfulness allows you to notice opportunities to help, comfort, or uplift someone in a way that feels personal and meaningful. When you take the time to act from a place of thoughtfulness, your actions carry a deeper significance, becoming channels through which the Holy Spirit's love flows. Kindness is a practice that begins at home. It is in your daily interactions with family members, roommates, or even yourself that you set the tone for a spirit-filled environment. Simple gestures like expressing gratitude, offering encouragement, or sharing a smile create a foundation of warmth and connection. These acts may seem small, but their impact is profound, building an atmosphere of trust and love that invites the Spirit to dwell among you. By consistently choosing kindness in your closest relationships, you create a ripple effect that extends beyond the walls of your home, touching everyone you encounter. Practicing intentional kindness also requires a spirit of generosity. This does not necessarily mean giving material gifts, but offering the treasures of your time, attention, and empathy. When you listen without judgment, when you offer comfort without conditions, and when you give without expecting anything in return, you embody the essence of divine love. Generosity of spirit opens the heart and creates a space where the Holy Spirit can work through you, blessing both the giver and the receiver in equal measure. One of the most powerful aspects of kindness is its ability to heal. A kind gesture has the potential to mend wounds, restore hope, and rekindle faith in humanity. When you choose kindness, you become a vessel for the Holy Spirit's healing power, bringing light into dark places and peace into troubled hearts. This healing extends not only to others, but also to yourself, for in giving kindness, you also receive its blessings. The act of extending love and compassion reinforces your connection to the divine, strengthening your spirit and deepening your sense of purpose. Kindness is contagious. When you practice it intentionally, you inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that transforms not only individual lives but entire communities. The Holy Spirit thrives in this atmosphere of collective goodwill, multiplying the blessings that flow from each act of kindness. By choosing to lead with love, you become a catalyst for change, spreading the Spirit's presence wherever you go. This influence begins with simple, intentional acts that demonstrate the power of love in action. Teaching kindness to children is another way to invite the Holy Spirit into your home. By modeling acts of compassion and encouraging them to practice kindness, you instill values that will shape their character and their relationship with the divine. Children learn not only through words but through observation, and when they see kindness consistently demonstrated, they internalize its importance. Encourage them to share, to express gratitude, and to help others in ways that are meaningful to them. These small lessons create a foundation of love and empathy that will guide them throughout their lives. Kindness also extends to how you treat yourself. Many people overlook self-kindness, but it is an essential component of a spirit-filled life. Treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding you would offer to others. Speak words of encouragement to yourself, forgive your mistakes, and care for your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. When you practice self-kindness, you create a strong inner foundation that allows you to pour kindness into others without depleting yourself. The Holy Spirit honors this balance, recognizing that love begins within and flows outward. Intentional kindness requires consistency. It is not reserved for special occasions, or when it feels convenient. It is a daily practice, a way of being that reflects your commitment to love and compassion. Whether you are helping a neighbor in need, sharing an uplifting word with a friend, or simply holding the door open for a stranger, each act of kindness is a step toward creating a world that reflects divine love. The Holy Spirit is present in these moments, working through your actions to bring light and healing to all who are touched by them. Intentional acts of kindness are expressions of divine purpose. They remind us that we are all connected, that each of us has the power to make a difference through simple, loving actions. By choosing to practice kindness with intention, you invite the Holy Spirit into your life and home in a profound way, creating an environment where love, peace, and grace flourish. Let kindness be your offering, your daily expression of gratitude and faith, and watch as the Spirit moves through your life, transforming it in ways beyond measure. In conclusion, creating an atmosphere that invites the Holy Spirit into your home requires conscious effort and heartfelt intention. By embracing faith as the doorway, speaking words of light, fostering harmony, practicing gratitude, cultivating daily quietude, and performing intentional acts of kindness, you open your heart and home to divine presence. These practices are not just rituals, but ways of living that align you with the Spirit's love, peace, and guidance. Each step transforms not only your inner world, but the environment around you, making your home a sanctuary of grace and light. Through these acts, you mirror the essence of divine love, creating a ripple effect that touches lives far beyond your own. The Holy Spirit dwells where faith is strong, gratitude is abundant, and kindness is expressed daily. Thank you for allowing these words to inspire and guide you. May your journey be filled with peace, joy, and the comforting presence of the Holy Spirit in every moment. Blessings to you and your home.